shot blocked in front. Salak looking for the goal. Yuri Pastuka ties it. 2-2 as Yuri Pastuka. The giveaway. Farmer has it. Farmer scores. Alonson standing outside Erickson. He's pumping the crowd up. Left wrist. It's getting ready to go down. They have it back behind the net. On the attack here, inside the line, Lathan. Four shot, hit wide, and rebound. He couldn't get the far play. What a save made there. LaBelle powers his way up the left wing. Top of the near side circle, fires one. They score! Roman Kramer across. The shot in front, he scores! Roman Kramer wins the game in overtime. 4-3 the final. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live inside the Monroe Civic Center. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey on this Saturday night. Kendall Grayson with you as always on Facebook, YouTube, and WTOB Radio. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's pregame show as we are nearly ready for the puck drop later on tonight at 8:05 Eastern, 7:05 here in the Central Time Zone. The warm-up just now winding down. And as we can see on the video, it's the Thunderbirds in the white sweaters. They will move right to left in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. The warm-up is winding down, and then we will have the ice resurfaced and then join the pregame festivities for the game tonight as the Thunderbirds look to bounce back from a tough one last night, a 6-3 final score. They'll try to win a road game for the 7th time this season. The Thunderbirds 6-12-1 behind enemy lines. An overall record of 16-20-1 this year. This is the final meeting between these two teams this season, and so the Thunderbirds looking to bounce back and even the season series at 1 win each. Here's a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report for tonight. So here's what we have for you, the scores from around the FPHL, as we always do. We'll keep you updated as the night rolls along. Blue Ridge is visiting Biloxi. Topeka playing a home game against Port Huron. Baton Rouge is hosting Athens. Columbus with a home game against PD tonight. Indiana with a home game against Danbury. And it's the Binghamton Black Bears. After the big win last night, they'll look to follow that up again tonight. They are on the road to play the Watertown Wolves. Leaders for each side. Gus Ford with 60 points on the season. Zach White not in the lineup here this weekend. He's second on Twin City with 43. Josh LaBelle with an assist last night, his 30th of the season. He's at 36 points this year. And the goaltenders, last night we saw each of them, both Boris Babick and Chad Purdy. Babick save percentage dropped to .908, and Purdy improved his last night to .967. Purdy made 17 saves on 17 shots. He was perfect, and we believe he will be the starter tonight. On the other side, Tyler Masternock got the win in his 15th appearance on the season. So he picked up the victory in net and improved his goals against average. Actually dropped down to .230. That went up, and in the save percentage at .920. His stat line, but it's Austin Albrecht who got to 71 points last night. Yanni Liarakos with 55. Jared Christie also tying Liarakos with 55. Those are the scoring leaders for the Moccasins. The standings, the Binghamton Black Bears lead the way in the FPHL, 103 points overall after the 3 points they gathered last night in the road win against Watertown, and they have clinched a spot in the postseason. On our side, the Continental Division side of things, the Moccasins in second place, 1 point behind the Athens Rock Lobsters. Columbus has 78 points, and then it's a drop down to PD with 51. The Thunderbirds now with 46. And so they will look to close the gap on the Ice Cats tonight. They can draw close to them if they could find a win in regulation and get that coupled together with an Ice Cats loss on the road against Columbus. Baton Rouge is behind the Thunderbirds. Quite the drop-off from 46 points down to 30. And then Biloxi is at the bottom with 18. Watertown with 41 on the other side, 6th place in the Empire Division. That will be the Thunderbirds' next opponent after tonight's game. Back-to-back home games next weekend at 6:05 on Saturday after a 7:05 start on Friday night. And back-to-back games, Thunderbirds will then see the Athens Rock Lobsters on the road on Sunday. Busy time of the season. There'll be 12 games in the month of March, more than any single month for the Thunderbirds this year. I mentioned the home games against Watertown. You can get your tickets right now on Ticketmaster, also at the box office, or by visiting TwinCityThunderbirds.com. We see the 7:05 start on Friday night. 70s night is the promotion the entire weekend, presented by Huntington. And we thank them for partnering with us this season and the presenting sponsor of those back-to-back games against Watertown coming up. The only 2 home games for the Thunderbirds in the month of February. We close out a long road trip of 7 games here tonight. It's been a 7-game road trip, and the Thunderbirds looking to end it on a positive note, collecting 3 points in the standings and evening up this 2-game season series against Monroe here behind enemy lines on the weekend. As we can see on the video side of things, the ice resurfacing continues to happen as we had the warm-up wind down. We were just a few moments after 8:05 last night. That was the advertised start time, and so I think we'll be just a few minutes past that again tonight. But I'd certainly like to say thanks for tuning in and thanks for joining us here, as we'll see if the Thunderbirds can bounce back after the loss in last night's game. Twin City last night scoring 3 goals. They were outscored 6-3. But got some help from the specialty teams. Specialty teams has been good for Twin City over the last couple of games, going back to the win on Sunday of last week on the road against PD in a 3-2 final score. But in last night's game, a 6-3 win for the home team here, Monroe, as they won a game on home ice for the 17th time this season. Goal scorers last night, Nate Keeley from Josh LaBelle and Roman Kramer. That was the power play goal that the Thunderbirds scored after allowing the opening 3 goals of the game. 17:47, the time of the scoring play in the first period last night. And then in the second period, an even strength goal scored by Roman Kramer, Gus Ford and John Butita on the assists. And then John Butita with a shorthanded scoring play in the second period. That was the final goal of the game for either team. Gus Ford and James Farmer assisted. That was at 14:51 of the second period. There were no goals scored in the third period last night. Thunderbirds outshot the Moccasins 11-10 in the final period. It was a 60-minute total. Shots on net were even at 40-40. In net last night, we saw a goaltending change as Boris Babick started the game and Chad Purdy finished. For Boris Babick, 17 saves on the 23 shots that he faced. He collected the loss in net last night. And for Chad Purdy, he was a perfect 17 of 17. And again, we don't have the official lineup yet, but we do expect it to be Chad Purdy to start the game for the Thunderbirds. That's what we've been told. He was the first goaltender out during warm-ups, and so we anticipate this being his second career start for the organization. He's 1-0. When starting, of course, as he picked up that win back on Sunday on the road against PD. So we'll see if he can do that again. But stat line very good in the limited play that we have seen from him this season. But he'll certainly want to improve on that. And we'll see how he does here in a tough challenge. It'll be likely a slightly bigger crowd than what we had here last night for this Saturday night game that's coming up in a few moments. But just like on the road in PD, not an easy place to play. And we'll see if Purdy can find the win for tonight's game. Again, we'll keep you updated on the out-of-town scoreboard report, everything that we have going on. Thunderbirds scored a power play goal for the 31st time this season last night. They got a shorthanded goal for the second time this year in last night's game. but Monroe had a couple of goals from Casey Gerstein, Andrew Ballant, Rasmus Asp, Michael Hagen-Mote also scored last night, Ben Stefanini. They all got goals, and in the net, it was Tyler Masternock who picked up the win. And so that's what it looks like so far here in the pregame show. We will step aside, and during this break, as we always do, we'll hear from head coach Steve Harrison with our weekend preview, part of the pregame show. And then when we come back, we will be ready to join the pregame festivities, the entrance, the national anthem, any ceremonial puck drops, anything like that. We'll bring it to you here tonight when we come back from this break in the pregame show. So we'll step aside, and we'll go to the pregame show break, and then we'll come back for the call of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can bounce back after last night's loss. Kendall Grayson with you as always, and thank you everyone as always for making Thunderbirds hockey part of your weekend and part of your Saturday night. All right, we'll be right back. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on-site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovering, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com. Kendall Grayson here with head coach Steve Harrison for our weekend preview. Coach, we've got two games here on the road coming up against the Monroe Moccasins. It's an opponent that you're not going to see much of this season, just these two games here. I know we'll talk about our team as well, but, what do you know about them? Obviously, they're having a pretty good year.
Yeah, I mean, I think they won, I'm not sure, about 14 or 15 in a row, and they're rolling. They're pretty good there. So they got a good team. They got a veteran team. It's going to be a little like against PD. They're very, very explosive. They're very run and gun type of team, and they want to push the puck up as much as possible. And we're going to have to, when we get our opportunities, we're going to have to hopefully put it in the net and play away from the puck, a little like our system and a little like our identity we've talked about from the start. If we do that, then we're going to give ourselves a chance, and that's how we have to go about it. We have to play like we did on Sunday. If we play like that on Sunday, we're going to give ourselves an opportunity, and that's what we have to look for. And everybody has to do their job, and I'm excited about it. People always say, you like to play the last place team and win big. I don't like playing those games, and I love playing the teams that are up at the top because that's how you evaluate your team. And I think that the guys enjoy it too, so I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks very much.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
And welcome back live inside the Monroe Civic Center. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Kendall Grayson with you as always, and thanks for tuning in as we heard from head coach Steve Harrison with our weekend preview ahead of tonight's game. On the video side of things, just like last night, it might look a little different as we're going to have to be creative and use the feeds provided here by the Moccasins, and so we're hoping to join their main feed as we did last night. You'll have my audio and our graphics and our commercials. For the most part, you'll still see some of their leftover video feed underneath, but that's the hope tonight, is to be able to use that feed moving forward throughout the game, but unable to join them currently as they do have their pregame going on, but hopefully we'll be able to do that here closer to puck drop tonight. And so again, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can bounce back from the loss last night. Again, it was a 6-3 loss last night, as Coach Harrison was telling us during the weekend preview interview. Monroe playing a similar style of hockey to what we've seen with the PD Ice Cats this season. They have a lot of offense, a lot of firepower, and certainly showed it last night. They're outscoring their opponent 66-37 in the first period, 55-43 in the second period, and 70-30. They're outscoring them in the third period this season, 197-114. That also includes overtime scoring. Chad Purdy leads the team out now, and the Thunderbirds will hit the ice. They will attack right to left in our Pine Tree Tavern first period. Still several moments away from that, as Purdy takes his place. And again, this will be start number 2 for him in his professional career. Played ACHA college hockey last season at McKendree, last several seasons. And so his first couple of games now in the last few weekends. And we'll see what he can do tonight. They have turned the lights out, and they begin the pregame festivities, including the entrance. And so the lights are out. The fans have the glow sticks high in the air. As we get a look now from the corner of the facility on the video side of things. And so soon they'll have the entrance. But if you're watching online, you can see the Thunderbirds out there now, right around the blue line. And we'll bring you the Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup when we have it, as several players continue to skate around, just looking to keep the legs warm. And now I think we'll have the starters out to the line. Jacob Schnapp looks like he'll be one of them as he goes and gives a tap of the pads to Purdy. But we'll get the full pregame festivities here. As you can see if you're watching online, the Moccasin crossing over the ice with the pregame light show and the on-ice projection. It's similar to the one that's in PD's building that we saw last weekend. So the pregame production well underway. Thunderbirds will look to win tonight for the 17th time this season. Here behind enemy lines. It would be road win number 7. And here come the Moccasins. Thanks for tuning in. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey behind enemy lines. Puck drop on the way as Twin City looks to bounce back from last night's loss and collect a win here in the final game of the weekend. Twin City back on home ice finally next weekend. 2 games against Watertown. We hope you come out and see us. But first, an important road game to close out this 7-game road trip. All right, so we will step aside and join the pregame festivities here as we get ready to go for this Saturday night showdown.
Okay, Moccasins fans, before we do the national anthem, we have a very special birthday in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us wish happy birthday to Coach Derek Dugan! Hey, Coach, if you can come out on the ice, that would be great. Coach, just come out on the ice. Okay, on the count of 3, we're going to sing happy birthday.
All right, if you're tuning in, they're celebrating a birthday here of a member of the staff for the Moccasins.
Happy birthday, Coach. Tonight's national anthem is being presented by Miss ULM Catherine McCullers. Ladies and gentlemen, our ceremonial puck drop is being presented by ULM President Dr. Karen Castile and Dr. Robert Robich of Miss ULM Catholic College.
Geico of Winston-Salem brings us the starting lineup tonight. Jan Salak, Corey Cunningham, Matt Garcia, Jacob Schnapp, and James Farmer. All right, here we go. Tonight's game is underway. On the video side of things, we'll work to access another video feed. Unfortunately, this is all we're provided at the moment. Quickly driven in on Purdy, and it's squirted out the other side, and he'll look for it from there. Farmer high in the zone as they'll try to play it around the boards, and we'll see if Garcia can catch up to it. Schnapp goes over there also as they'll try to pull it from the defensive territory. Here's Farmer along the near side. Farmer, he goes searching for possession. Now it's along the half wall, and we'll see the Thunderbirds can locate it from there. They'll battle for it as we're early on here in period number one, the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Out towards the neutral zone, and it's pulled back into the defensive territory of the Moccasins. They'll look to move it out. They hold on to it at the top of the near side circle. Out towards center, Gus Ford steals it though, and then he pulled it back out to the neutral zone himself. Back behind the net, Purdy looking for it. Here's Hanley to pick it up, and now Cade Hanley as he goes stick handling around as they move it near side to Connor Craig. Craig is run into, out towards center, picked off here. It's Butita, scored last night. We'll see if he can do it again and on goal. And turned away. Out to the red line, now it's down the rink, and this is going to go for an icing. And so we have a stoppage with 18:36 left to go in period number one. Offensive zone face-off for the Thunderbirds, and this scoreless tie here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. They'll go looking for it inside of the circle, see if they can find it from there. Now it's back in behind the net and towards the near side. Held to the line by Hanley. Hanley looks to chop it ahead. Here's Ford, goes across. It's a one-timer, but a save made, and it's still free and then covered. My goodness. Tyler Masternock, he was great last night. Very solid and a spectacular save there to keep this scoreless. Really good chance for the Thunderbirds, though, early on. And we'll see if they can continue to find looks like that throughout the night. Face off in the attacking territory. Another quick drive here, and that one went just wide of the net as Harwell was looking to put it in. Now Dion Demke looks to play it down behind the goal line. Out towards center, powered ahead, and blowing a tire was Keeley. Far side, out towards the red line. Igor Ramanow looks to play it ahead, now to Demke, and then Matt Garcia looking for it. Back into the defensive territory. It's fired ahead by Ramanow. Down the ice it goes. in front. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can locate this one. Out to center, just along the red line. And in on goal and shut down there by Igor Remen. Getting back, and it's found by Jan Salak, picked up by Troy Harwell. And so down the rink, they'll take it from there. Now it's Corey Cunningham to the near side. Cunningham cuts away, goes way across the zone, but it's intercepted. Fired towards Schnapp. He actually blocked that one, didn't really mean to, but it went bouncing off of it. Fire to the near side. Thunderbirds will search for it back in behind the goal of Purdy as we play on. Here in the Pine Tree Tavern, first period, center ice, heavy check applied to Jan Salak. Now it goes across the rink. Far side. Far side corner. Thunderbirds go searching for it. Back behind the goal line, near side. Farmer flipped it towards the goal. The former Moccasin and Corey Cunningham. Now behind the goal for Jan Salak. Out in front it goes. And detected and moved out to center. Near side Farmer. Farmer goes over the red line. Good move there. Fancy play. Shooting one wide of the goal, and it's up and out of play.
Policy 26 and only for the Buckeyes after the first goal, not any other time.
Offensive end face-off for Gus Ford. Ford readies himself, looks to win this one back behind him. Garcia and Hanley high in the zone. And down he goes. Hanley holding on to it, firing one through a ton of traffic. Bounces just wide of the net. Twin City on the attack, looking for it here. It's Garcia open inside the line. Near side Kramer. Now Ford across they go. Garcia towards the goal, tip just wide of the net. So some good zone time here early on for the Thunderbirds. Out to center, found by Garcia. And just by Ford. Monroe's onside with a look out. Scantleberry shooting one up and out. And off the deflection. Now will bring us to a stoppage. Defensive zone face-off. Here in a scoreless opening period. We're back as that one was driven quickly wide of the net. They'll battle for it from there. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can track it down. Bottom of the circle, then nearly taken out in front. Rapchanson on Purdy. He shut it down nicely. And behind the goal, Keeley battling, then Farmer also. And we'll see Farmer collect it, moves it over to Troy Harwell. Evades a check. Look out. Trouble brewing in front to look to shoot. They do. Glove save by Purdy. Well, if you're watching online, I know the video is not what we're used to. I have to use the video feed that I'm given, unfortunately, so we're continuing to try to fix that. Hopefully, we can have a feed similar to what we did last night. But we've had these technical issues in this building all weekend long, and that's the reason that we had to borrow another feed last night. So we'll see if we can continue to work on these feeds in the building. They have about 18 of them, but unfortunately unable to provide the clean feed. And so we're going to keep you updated on that. But right now, the corner of the building feed, as we'll call it, that's all we have. And we hope that one stays alive. Otherwise, there'll be nothing. And really would hate for that to happen. Top of the far side circle. Quickly driven wide of the net. Near side. Cunningham. He'll try to find it here. It's back behind the net. Bragg goes off the backhand. And swings to the near side of Corey Cunningham. Also due for a media timeout here in the first 5 minutes, as we'll cross over that right now. 5 minutes into the hockey game. Cunningham goes in front, and it just went wide with Schnapp crashing to the far side post. Over the red line. Here comes Monroe with it. Dorsey dropped it back. Shot, and that one looked like it might have gone underneath Purdy, but he's able to hold on to it. Now Jacob's not pushing and shoving after the whistle. And looks like they will break everyone away. All right, media timeout. It's the first one of the night. We'll step aside and be right back. More Twin City Thunderbirds hockey on the other side.
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair. You should call Contract Business Solutions. Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
Offensive end face-off of the Moccasins. They win it, and they'll drive it off the glass as we return from the opening media timeout of tonight's game. Far side of the building. Thunderbirds battling for it, but it's with the Moccasins. They drag it across, and they chipped it just wide of the net there on the play on the last second there on the far side post. Thunderbirds with 3 goals on the board last night. Unfortunately, outscored 6-3. Down behind the line. Played by the netminder, Tyler Masternock. We've seen him in back-to-back games. Cunningham in front, and in on the goal he went with it. It was covered up. And that brings us to a stoppage and a little bit of post-whistle activity brewing. Not the first time we've seen that here tonight. All right, Thunderbirds fans, got some good news for you. Looks like we have a better feed that they just passed along here in the press box. So hopefully that will stay up and alive, and we'll use that for you as we did last night. They do a really good job here with the in-house production and the replays. We got a long shot here and on net. They told me last night they have 18 different cameras in this facility. And so right now we've got a good feed for you. It's been low scoring so far. Obviously no goals, but there's been chances. And Farmer looks to drive one towards the net here. Goes back down behind the cage. It's Gus Ford to it. And across they go. Long shot from Kramer. Tipped just near the net as John Butita was waiting there, trying to put that one in. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Collected here by Farmer. Farmer holding on to it. Zipped along to Kramer. Up the wing they go with Butita. Now Kramer went down. Farmer fishing for it. And it bounces once more. See if Kramer can locate it. Goes out in front of the defensive net for the Moccasins. And so they'll punch it down the ring. And they're guilty of icing. We'll also check in on the shots on net when we can. As I mentioned last night, there is no running tally in the building. And so we have to check online and update you when we can there. offensive end face-off, and the Thunderbirds will look for it. It's out to center, though. It's also 0-0 shots on line, so once they get those updated, we'll do the same for you at the top of the screen. Chance onside, and a good stick there by Garcia, getting back to break up that play as it went deflecting up into the netting. 13-17 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. It's been all even strength hockey so far. A defensive end face-off look for Jan Salak.
Let's go, Moccasins!
It's one away from him. Possessed high in the zone as I look to shoot it. There's the pass in front, and Purdy has it. But Chad Purdy's had some work here early on. His counterpart, Tyler Masternock, has also. And so far, each goaltender has been up to the task. Dr. Scantleberry in front of the goal as he returns from a one-game suspension. 182 penalty minutes so far this season, 611 in his career. And so he'll be looking to stir things up, no doubt about it. Jan Salak readies for another defensive zone face-off. 5-on-5 we play. Down he goes, and in front of the net, Connor Craig had a chance on it. And taken aside, the Moccasins go to work. They'll control it high in the zone. Long shot, good shot block. Up top, eventually found by Schnock. Now it's along to Jan Salak. He'll knock it ahead. And the near side corner he goes. Far side of the building with 12:45 left to go in the opening frame tonight. Moving along nicely here on the road. Albrecht sips it and then got it right back. They'll look to take it away with Garcia. Monroe with it onside. Now it's played by Cunningham. Garcia looking for it. A chance. Albrecht down behind the net. Center's in front, and they got it to go in. It's a goal. And so the Moccasins will strike first. They open the scoring, and it's 1-0. So Purdy gets beat 5-hole on that play right beneath the goal line. They centered it, and it went through the stick of Garcia, who was looking to put a check on the attacker, and it just barely made its way over the line. It didn't even touch the back of the net, but of course it doesn't have to. And so it goes over the goal line, and it's the first goal. And as they did last night, the Rubber Snakes hit the ice, so there's a cleanup process going on right now. We see that on YouTube and Facebook if you're watching on the video side of things. Now showing Chad Purdy by the Thunderbirds bench as they announce the details of the scoring play. Monroe strikes first and takes this 1-0 lead in period one. It's an even strength scoring play. It's been all 5-on-5 so far tonight. Tucker Scantleberry from Austin Albrecht at 7:35. And so the cleanup efforts continue on. We have a chance to look at the out-of-town scoreboard report while we have a moment. It's a 1-1 game. Athens on the road against Baton Rouge. No score with Port Huron visiting Topeka. Home game tonight for Biloxi against Blue Ridge. And Binghamton there's no score in that one. Binghamton with a 2-1 lead on the road against Watertown. Danbury leading Indiana 3-1 on the road. And a 1-1 game, PD at Columbus. That one's tied. We will keep everyone updated. All right, so the first goal of the night is in. They just updated the shots on net, by the way, when the first goal was scored, showing 5-3. So we'll update that one for everyone online as well. And nearly ready to play again. Face off at center. Nate Keeley will take it. And down he goes, and we are back. So the Moccasins on the board first, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can answer back here on the road. Gerstein had 2 last night, sent the pass to Christie. And his shot from the slot was denied. It was blocked high in the zone. Off a turnover, Dion Demke catches up to it. Pressure the back of him. Powers his way onside, and he missed the pass back to Harwell. And so here comes Monroe. They'll step onside. Shot, and they were looking for a tip in front there, but it goes wide right to Keeley. Here we go. Rush the other way. Keeley tries to fire. Rebounds there to Demke, and in on goal, but shut down. Well, the rebound was just a drop back. It didn't make it to the goaltender, but then the second attempt did. And Masternock with the save. Face off on the way here in the attacking area for Gus Ford. He has James Farmer and Matt Garcia high in the zone. John Butita to his left and Roman Kramer to his right. As we reset things for you, face off victory. And now it's Gus Ford with it. Ford goes across with a quick pass. Now it's dropped down behind the net. We'll look to center here. Butita has it. Attempted to throw it in front of the goal. Eventually played it to Ford. Ford is stripped of it, though. And here comes Monroe. They'll go in front of the net and look to fire as James Farmer got back defensively. Dean Balsamo had it. Onside a chance. Long shot now from Ford. It's blocked, and Monroe could have numbers, but played by Butita, however, a penalty. Let's see here. The official has his hand in the air. The linesman has his two hands out. Butita played it, and that's when the play stopped, and they're going to call a high stick the other way. And so I thought it was a penalty to the Thunderbirds. That's when the play stopped, but this will be a power play. High stick, the call. So Kyler Matthews takes a seat in the box. He entered the weekend with 110 penalty minutes on the season. And now we'll see the Thunderbirds go to work on the power play. Offensive end face-off on the 5-on-4. Twin City down by 1, looking to tie this game up here on the man advantage in period 1. Thunderbirds scored on the power play last night for the 31st time this season. They entered the weekend just under 20% on the year. Near side is Salak. He's open. He'll wait. High in the zone to Roman Kramer. Right to the point he goes. Connor Craig near side. Kramer had a catch in the backhand. Holding on to it on the 5-on-4. They go across the zone. Quick play. No shot yet. Near side. Kramer's open. Got it. Fire. Scores! Tie game at 1. Roman Kramer on the power play. Well, that's a big answer after surrendering the opening goal of the night. Nicely done there. Gus Ford had it. He looked and he saw Roman Kramer wide open at the top of the near side circle. Butita in front of the goal along with Salak. They were waiting for any potential rebound, but none was given up as Kramer just roofed it in behind Masternock. All right, tie game at 1. 10:42 left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern, first period. Thunderbird strike on the man advantage. Here comes James Farmer as he was able to play it from the opening face-off following the goal at center. Monroe got it back though. They'll throw one in the zone here. Look out, a chance. The shot goes wide of the goal. And Demke and Hanley getting back defensively may have affected that shot as then Demke got blasted down, didn't have the puck, and he got hit up high. So he rises. Everything's okay with him. Found at center by Troy Harwell. He'll steer it ahead. And we hit the halfway point in the first period. 10 minutes left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period on this Saturday night. It's underneath the skates of Craig. He got it back after nearly giving it away. So Connor Craig holding on to it. Good pass to find Troy Harwell up the right wing, back to Craig. Steps onside, fires one. Wide of the goal it goes though. Now Garcia backpedaling, 2-on-2, 2-on-3 the other way. Here's Moe. Michael Hagan, Moe. Shoot! Save made by the stick of Chad Purdy. They'll center one here. Look to shoot, they do. Blocker to side by Purdy. The rebound still free. Good intercept by the goal scorer Kramer, and he knew that check was coming, and so he let the puck go and lived to fight another day. They call that a business decision in sports. He was not about to get run over there. He could really see that one coming more than he could feel it, but stepped away and threw it onside. So we continue to work. Now crossing over the halfway point in the period. We have 9:07 to play in the first. Tie game at 1. Kendall Grayson with you as always on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. Here they go the other way. The Moccasins of Ballant. Centers, no shot. They'll catch the pass, though, and stop at the top of the near side circle. Pressure from Kramer. Couldn't take it aside. Now it's stolen away nicely by Gus Ford. They'll flip it up the wing. Trying to find a play up to the captain, Putita, just away from him. And the Thunderbirds making changes across the rink. Far side. They'll look to center it in front. Play to Salak. Just couldn't reach it. Hanley, though, tipped right in on goal by Cunningham. Save made by the netminder, Master Knox. Still on side here. Cunningham again. And from the fire and score! Jacob Schnapp has given the Thunderbirds the lead. Well, Hanley got it to him, and in it went. Jacob Schnapp has scored for the 8th time this season. Goal 57 in his FPHL career. Great response by this team. That one went from Hanley to Schnapp. It may have gone off of Cunningham also. That's how I sort of called it live for you, as Hanley had it, then it was Cunningham, then Schnapp. But we'll see what they do with the assist. But either way, it went right to Jacob Schnapp. Put himself in a nice spot. Open, near side, and it went. And now, potential face-off violation, as they'll just hold everything and have to make sure everything's perfect. And now we're playing again. Farmer goes across the ice to Craig, and it goes by Salak. Onside Cunningham. He'll finally get it right back to Salak. And in behind the net, found here by Corey Cunningham. Up high, and the pass was errant, so it's collected by Farmer along the center ice logo. Eventually near side again to Salak. Jan Salak waiting, and he's knocked down. They try to move him off the puck. Jacob Schnapp ran into the official there. And then Farmer able to poke it over the red line. Moccasins with it. Out to center Albrecht. Given a side and then taken right back as Keeley briefly had it. 7:39 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern. First period, a heavy check there. Craig involved. Chance on side and on goal. Purdy, and he's got it. Nicely done. All right, so the Thunderbirds fall behind by a goal, but then they answer back with 2 in a row. Media timeout. We'll be right back for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey on the way.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Welcome back inside the Monroe Civic Center with the Thunderbirds in front by a goal at 2-1.
Let's go, Moccasins!
Defensive end face-off. They lose it. It's blasted towards the goal and blocked. That one did not make it a Purdy, and the Thunderbirds will find it out towards center. And now what do we have? Stoppage. And it's just offside, so they just call that back to the blue line. All right, so Twin City with a nice response here, surrendering the opening goal, but then fighting back to get the next two. Roman Kramer at 9:18 on the power play. Jacob Schnapp at 11:34, even strength scoring play. And shots have now been updated to 9-7, favoring the home team. And Controlled here by Garcia, holding on to it, and there's a heavy hit to him. Over the red line it goes. Back and forth, they'll fight for possession. Kramer will wipe it ahead, just sort of swiped at it to put it onside. And behind the net. 7 minutes left to go in the first. Here's Kramer to steal. And just taking a side, flip down towards center. Here comes Monroe the other way quickly. 3-on-2. And they look to shoot. There is. Purdy has it. Good work here early on in the game by Chad Purdy. Not perfect, but as I mentioned so many times, it rarely is it going to be perfect and pretty and a goose egg on the board. It's just not realistic all the time, and so these goaltenders have to really battle, and the main thing is just give your team a chance to win the hockey game. So he's been good here. And that being said, I will say the Thunderbirds left Boris Babick in some bad spots last night. Looked like they responded a little bit better once the goaltending swap was made, but they gave up some odd man rushes and some giveaways. They certainly do not want to repeat tonight. So far, it's been okay. There we go. Long shot. Good block there by Schnapp. Still onside, though. They'll try it again, and Schnapp applying some pressure. It's down behind the goal line, taken aside by Jan Salak. Igor Ramanau goes bouncing away from him. Now Salak is crunched, stays on his skates, though, and allows Igor Ramanau to get to it and play it. Out to Schnapp, then Cunningham. And it's a play up to Connor Craig. Now Cunningham look to squeeze around the defenseman. And he'll stay on his skates as they battle for it. Back and forth. Bodies converging along the near side. Top of the circle here. It's 2 hours left in the broadcast vantage point. Back behind the net. And out towards the center ice red line they go with it. This time it's played by Balsamo. Now back in the zone. Turner looks to move it up the rink. And Sam Turner off the backhand. Top of the far side circle. Found by Igor Ramanau. Goes back to control it with 5:43 to play in the first. Thunderbirds ahead by a goal. It's 2-1. Twin City back on home ice next weekend. Chance here on side of the Moccasins. They can't fire. And now rolling puck, swatted in front of the net, and it was blocked by Ramanau. Then they looked to bring it out of the zone, and they couldn't. And then it's taken aside again by Butita. Butita to Ford, could have numbers. Here we go. Gus Ford waiting with it, shooting one wide of the net, and off a deflection. It's up and out of play. And so a rush up the rink there, and Ford looked to shoot it towards the goal, just off a defensive deflection off the stick of the player getting back. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Binghamton up 4-1 on Watertown. Still a 1-1 game with PD and Columbus. Left circle face-off, Gus Ford. Down he goes. Butita holding on to it. And he'll move it to Cade Hanley. Hanley chops it down behind the goal line. Out of the near side. Found by James Farmer. Farmer holding it. Goes ahead. And they go across. Hanley swipes it back to the near side to Ford. Ford steps up. Doesn't fire. They'll move it around the zone here with some pace. And behind the net. It's Butita run into. Now it's found by Kramer. Back to Butita. And John Butita looks to track it down to the far side corner. Banging bodies back and forth. Looking to work the puck free from the dasher. Taken aside. And the Moccasins will advance with it. Here they go. Left to right. And they throw it by the goal stick of Purdy. He looks on as he peers over the right shoulder in the far side corner. That's where Corey Cunningham finds it. He skates it out towards center. Here's Cunningham. Gives the pass to Farmer. Farmer does a good job to pull it away from the attacker, Leorakis. And now it's in the corner. They'll look for possession. We'll have one more media timeout as we're under 5 minutes to play in the period. Keeley gives it to Garcia. Slap shot. It's blocked, though. Garcia's got to get back here, and he does. Just barely in time. Still a rush for the Moccasins, and Christie to find it. What a nice job there. There's the official who's run into. And that's the reason for the exuberance from the fans. See, the Thunderbirds can work it back to their possession. Shot on the way, though. Look out. Purdy gave up a rebound. They blocked that one. It's down. They're fighting for it. Back behind the goal line, Nate Keeley. Pressure to him. Found by Jan Salak, and the Thunderbirds should have room now. Out to Garcia. Missed the pass, though, as Cunningham was bumped. Garcia towards the goal, shut down by the goal stick of Tyler Masternock as he makes the save. Now it's driven down the ice, should be icing, it will be. All right, icing called, and that takes us to a media timeout. So we'll step aside here on the broadcast as on the video side of things, we're getting a look at that collision with Farmer and the official. All right, media timeout. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
All right, welcome back inside the Monroe Civic Center. Thanks for tuning in as always, everyone. We have 3:21 officially left to go in the opening period tonight. Thunderbirds leading this game by a goal at 2-1. They surrender the opening goal and then fighting back for the next two. Roman Kramer on the power play. Jacob Schnapp even strength. Those are the goal scorers so far tonight for the Thunderbirds. Down towards center. Goes the other way, though. Played ahead. Here we go. Ford's onside. Shooting it. And he missed. It goes off the glass and then falls back down. See if the Thunderbirds can track it down once more. Onside, though, a drive here off a deflection. Back behind the goal of Purdy. Now it washes away into the near side corner. Butita fighting for it. Back across. Gus Ford looks around and sees an option. Goes up the boards with it. Now Igor Ramanow, pressure to him. Now he'll be able to skate it. Ramanow over the red line. Onside, holding on to it. Back behind the net. Center's in front, they'll shoot! Oh, and a save made by Masternock. Igor Ramanow, native of Belarus, and he's been playing in North America for the last 9 seasons. So certainly used to the North American game and was able to help in the transition play there. Good chance again for the Thunderbirds, but a nice save made by the opposing netminder. 2.5 to go in the opening period. Back playing again to look for it here with Salak, trying to drive it towards the near side post. Down towards center, and the Moccasins will play it ahead. They got it, Albrecht, look out across, and a tie up there with Schnapp involved as they try to break up that play. Here's Corey Cunningham. Could have a rush the other way. Cunningham shooting it. Trying to pick the angle, but he missed. Held onside by Farmer. He'll flip it in behind the net. Takes a lively bounce from there. Found by Jan Salak. He's tied up. Keeps the puck, though. And they'll look to help him out with Corey Cunningham. It's in the corner. They continue to battle. This is 2 hours left in the first period where the Thunderbirds attack. Inside the line, they move it up high. Farmer's open, goes in front, and they'll chip it wide of the net there with Jacob Schnapp. Found by Monroe. Good shutdown defensively by Hanley there. That was going to be a long stretch pass as the Moccasins were looking to land that play right up the middle. Now Roman Kramer looked across the rink, and his pass hit John Butita. Then it was intercepted. Hanley jumps over to help out Butita. Now found by Kramer. Kramer stick handles. He'll toss it forward with 1:18 left in our opening period. Shots aren't updated live, but right now it's Monroe 12 and Twin City 11. Here come the Moccasins. Leah Rockos tried to go in front. Defensive effort there from Garcia was successful. He went down and used the stick to block the pass. Ford involved in the collision, and then a hit back behind the play. Garcia. And it's going to be a penalty. And so Matt Garcia will be penalized here. First time tonight we'll see the Thunderbirds on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. It's Gerstein who is shaken up. Garcia steps in the box. And they put the 2-minute penalty on the board. So it's just a minor penalty. They'll announce it here. Gerstein is really upset, smashing his stick as he was yelling at the official. And I think he was wanting more than a 2-minute call there. Very frustrated. And Jacob Schnapp is giving the unsportsmanlike conduct signal out to center to the official. And he's probably saying, you know what? If I did that, I'm probably in the box. I don't know that's what he said, but you can infer. That's what it looked like to me. Schnapp will play it here shorthanded. Nicely done as he chips out to center and all the way into the attacking area. So here we go the other way. Moccasins on side of the power play. An intercept there by Keeley. Not out of the zone, though. Twin City holding on to a 1-goal lead. 35 seconds left to go in the first period. Schumacher, one-timer, turned aside by Purdy. Rebounds there. They look to swat it out of the zone. Rolling punt. They shoot. It goes wide of the net. Can someone find it? Yes. Keeley clears, but it's held onside. Leah Rockos taps his stick. He wants the puck. He'll get it here from Schumacher. They go in front. They score. Well, the Thunderbirds were 18 seconds away from getting out of the period, leading by a goal, but it was moved along to the near side. Yanni Liarakos got it. He stepped up, and off of a deflection, it goes in. 5-hole on Chad Purdy off of the stick of Jacob Schnapp. And so that's a terrible break, but it's a good goal. That will count. It's 2-2. Well, that one's certainly not on the goaltender, Purdy. You're not expecting it to go off of your teammate like that. And we have a little bit of discussion here after this goal is scored in front of the Monroe Moccasins bench. And I think we'll get back to playing here pretty soon. But we have a tie game again. The score is 2-2.
Let's go, Moccasins! Make some noise for the snake man!
No, we're going to fight. Matt Garcia says hello to Scantleberry. They're going to size each other up right now. No punches yet. Garcia waiting. Scantleberry gets to it. They'll wrap up. A right-handed jab. A couple from Garcia. Takes one to the face. They continue on. They'll wrap up and look to be separated. Scantleberry on top of Garcia. Scantleberry will go down the runway. Garcia will go to the box. I wonder if he'll step in or if he will also be asked to leave. Garcia looked like he got caught right in the head with one of them. And now he will also leave. All right, so after that, It's a tie game at 2. We had the game tying goal that deflected off the stick of Jacob Schnapp and a center ice logo fight. All in the final seconds of the first period. There's still 7 seconds left as Butita drops it onside. He didn't make the line at center. And so the Thunderbirds with less than 5 seconds will be called for an icing infraction. Scantlebury at 6'1", 185. Garcia 6', 190. Only 10 minutes of penalties this season for Garcia, but for Scantlebury, 182 and 611 in his career entering tonight's game. Perhaps one final face-off here in the period. There it is, goes the far side corner. That should do it for the opening 20 minutes. It will. All right, so that will end the period. Thunderbirds with 2 goals, Moccasins with 2 goals. And that will send us to our first intermission break tonight. It's a center ice logo fight following the game tying goal scored by Monroe. Goal scored by Yanni Liarakos. Before then, it was Jacob Schnapp and Roman Kramer with back-to-back goals after Tucker Scantlebury opened the game with the first scoring play. It's 5 minutes for fighting for Scantlebury, 5 minutes for fighting for Garcia at 1947 of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. All right, we are in our first intermission break. We'll step aside and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Thank you again for coming on. You've had quite an eventful week.
Yeah.
You've actually had quite an eventful journey for this whole year. And I don't know if you've seen the show before, but this is more of a way for the fans to kind of get a better idea of what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about how everything started for you this year and how we got up to where we were last week.
Yeah, I mean, this year, I was at training camp. It was honestly a good camp. There's 3 goalies at the beginning, and then there's just Boris and I at the once the season started. And then Skinner come in, and then kind of in that third role for a while, and then unfortunately got released. But then once Skinner did move back up, or got to was it Huntsville now, I think, like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's once he left, I got the call back about a month and a half later.
So when did you leave?
That would have been.
This year's been a blur to me.
It was like right before Halloween, because I remember going back to Illinois to go to my old college.
Okay.
For the Halloween weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got back in December.
Yeah, like just before Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was that like? What were your thoughts? What were you doing to stay in shape while you were away?
I honestly just stay on the ice a couple times a week. Just there's 2 local club college teams in hometown with Mo State and Jury. So a lot of good players there, and I was lucky enough to skate with them, my brother, and have my goalie coach back there as well. It really at least stay on the ice and stay sharp and see competitive level shots. So doing that, coaching a little bit, nothing.
Were you trying to find other teams?
I was, yeah, and just absolutely nothing was working.
Hey, but it came full circle. You're back here now.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, what was that like coming back?
It was good. Like all the fellows were excited for me to be back and just be part of the group. And obviously, it was a quick when I got in on the Thursday, and then it was immediately on the bus straight to PD. Yeah, that was nuts.
And I know a lot of the guys, they read some of the comments online. You got your first start this weekend. got your first win. I saw all the support online too. It's like, how'd you feel about all that?
Honestly, like, it was heartwarming. Honestly, it felt good, just like just being on the ice and playing, but then like everyone around me, like all the fans, especially like all the boys, like they were just so excited that I was one playing and two that I got the win. So it was great.
That was it was nice to see that the way everything's played out. So I don't know. What do we have? 20 games left,
something like that.
Including
Yeah.
this, yeah. It'll be an interesting stretch down now that we're back in the 5th place here. Just still out of playoffs, so.
Just battle with Petey.
Do we even play them again?
I think like one more weekend.
That's it.
I think that's what it is.
That's not very. I'm not very confident, I guess, in that. I mean, it'd be one thing to like play them like 8 times, and then that way, like, we have a little bit more control of it.
Yeah.
But
like,
the schedule this year has been kind of odd.
Like, I know we played them like it was like the first weekend, like we played them of the season, and like it was them a lot of the times after that. So
yeah. Now you're at the which one of the houses are you in?
I'm at the White House. That is a jungle of a house. It's
What
fun.
goes on? What goes on usually there?
Just
shenanigans.
Just guys being dudes, you know. A lot of just.
Who's the worst? Who's the worst one there?
The worst one.
Yeah.
I mean, we all kind of know. It's not for farmer. It's one of the two. Like farmer's clean, so that's a positive on his part, but they're just
always just a mess. Always.
Like I wouldn't say always a mess, but after the weekend, it's a little dingy.
It turns into a circus.
Yeah.
So what do you do there then? Or do you get out, or do you just stick around and watch the circus unfold?
Half and half, honestly. Like it is funny watching just being at the house because there's so many characters that live there. It's a good time. But then besides that, obviously going golfing.
Big golfer?
A big golfer, yeah. Not very good, but
really,
yeah. I actually went to Tanglewood yesterday.
How was that?
It was not my best round, but it was definitely a good. Like it's super nice course.
Yeah, I've never been there. I've always heard about it. I heard Gus goes a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot of bunkers. That is unfortunate for me.
Yeah. I would have a hard time playing there.
Yeah, trust me. I think on like the front 9, I was in the sand at least once, like at least like 7 times on each hole. It's crazy.
Every time I go, I'll skip like out of the first 9, I'll play like only 4 or 5.
Yeah,
like I'll be like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I lose too many balls half the time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, luckily I've found more balls than I've lost.
Yeah, I've never really looked for them. I make sure the cooler's packed pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's usually my go-to
your
when I
role.
go golf. I haven't been asked to go golfing lately though. That's kind of upsetting, but
yeah. Won't bite you next time.
I used to go with Pesty, but Pesty is busy with Sally all the time with the coaching and stuff like that. So
yeah, I know him and Sally are always just coaching every day. I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I've heard like some days they're at the rink for like 10 hours a day. It's like that's too much. Yeah. I can't do that.
It's a lot of skating.
Yeah. And back and forth too between Greensboro and here. So
yeah, couldn't do it.
No, it's a tough one.
Yeah, coaching's fun, but I wouldn't say that fun.
I was gonna say, do you do any coaching in the summers? Or
I do, yeah. I mainly all like the youth kids that are like around like Springfield, like where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's like honestly all age groups I've been coaching. Like luckily I got this one kid that we have that he's really coming along well. He's actually playing down in Florida now, but he's.
How long have you been coaching?
Maybe like 4 years of like actual consistent coaching.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've known most of the kids for a while now, like since they started, like especially like over like squirt level and peewee level.
That makes it easier.
Yeah, like you just get to know the kids, know the family, just kind of like how they. Every kid's different, obviously, so you got to be able to coach. And goalies are just odd already, so
they're not that odd. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for sure.
No, they're definitely some interesting characters. So then, what are speaking of the stereotype? Then, what are some things that make you odd?
I mean, I would say like I've been.
Do you
told,
have any like weird game day superstitions or anything, or
really,
routines?
I have like a routine, but like maybe just like me stretching looks weird to a lot of people because like I'm very flexible. I can do the splits and everything. So I get a lot of weird looks from like Harry, especially, who just like walks by and just, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm stretching, man. But like, no, like weird. I'm not like, don't need to eat like alphabet soup in order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I actually know a goalie back in college that he literally like he would have 2 alphabet soups, like little like microwavable ones, like on his game days that he'd play, and he would like just eat the letters first. It was hilarious.
Interesting.
It was.
I mean, whatever works, right?
I mean, if it works, it works. And he also would never have anything with holes in it, like no Swiss cheese, no donuts, no nothing. Just so
that's an odd one.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
He's definitely a goalie. Love the guy, but he's definitely a goalie.
I always try to avoid goalies because I don't want to accidentally throw them off or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. Like everyone's different. Like I'm very more like upbeat when it comes to playing. Like I just have fun. Like it's just a game. You know what I mean? But then
at the end of the day, yeah,
there's a lot of goalies that are very intense, very focused. Which I mean, good. If it works for you, it works for you. All right.
I've seen a couple intense ones throughout the years here.
Yeah,
they're interesting.
Yeah.
But that's it. That doesn't sound that odd.
Yeah, like I've been told that I'm one of the like just
the normal ones.
Like one of the normal ones for sure. Like no one's really giving me any harp on being a goalie.
I was gonna say I don't think Boris has been too odd either.
Yeah, like Boris is pretty normal, honestly.
Yeah,
like, he's not like I had a goalie partner from Timmins, Ontario, and he is a goalie for sure. Love that guy, but he's an odd character.
So you're 99, right?
99, yeah.
Okay. So, and this is your first year pro?
First year, yeah.
How long do you think you're gonna continue this?
Oh, for a couple more years. Trying to, obviously with, finding a spot, sticking in the spot, trying to get something rolling of playing more games, obviously. But, like, trying to keep it as long as I can, just like while the body's healthy, because I've been lucky enough to not really have too many issues as far as injuries or anything like that. So, pretty nice.
I was gonna say, are you gonna take the coaching stuff like after and turn into something like like Pesty and Sally?
Somewhat, yeah. Because like I was in my our athletic training group for college. Yeah, and like I want to go like more in physical therapy than anything, but like coaching will be something I will be doing for sure. Just because like I see like I just love to stay on the ice, love to help the kids out. Like everyone, at least back in Springfield, has been awesome as far as just like understanding the process and like what what I have to say about goaltending or whatever the situation happens to be.
Yeah, I've talked about it for many episodes with a lot of the guys. It's always tough to walk away from what we've done for so long. So it's like always finding a way to be involved with it some way or another. So it's always interesting to see like what guys want to do differently after, because like obviously for me, I'm on the business end of it. Pesty's doing the coaching and Sally, and then physical therapy is a whole different animal with all that stuff too. So it's like it's kind of cool to see like what guys are doing differently.
Yeah.
So like, what did you go to school for?
I went to school like for athletic training, but if I would have went back for this year, it would have been my 5th year to actually get my master's in athletic training, but I wouldn't been able to play hockey. So, and I got this opportunity, so I took this.
You can always go back to school though.
Exactly right. And tell me, I have 7 years to go back to get everything, so I got plenty of time.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know it was that long.
I didn't know. I was super surprised when they told me that. I said, yeah, I'm definitely just leaving school for a little bit.
Well, what's that whole process going to be like once you finish school with it? Like,
I mean, like if I stick into AT, like I'm still like a little unsure about like AT or PT, because like if I go to AT, it would just be that one more year, and then I would just get into like obviously like finding a job and working at a certain place. I'd rather be in like the collegiate professional setting at some point, but that's not going to happen off the bat most likely.
Yeah,
and I'll have to be at a high school or something like that. But try to find somewhere that has hockey around it, because like that's like even the guys here like I'll tape them up every once in a while just because like I'm able to. I know how to do it. So
I took one class in high school. I learned how to tape ankles and wrists, and I did that once. I forgot. I think I did it to Pesty. I don't think he ever asked me to do it again, though.
Yeah, Pesty, I think somebody was taping somebody's finger, and it just wasn't right. And all I see is Pesty just go over there and just do it himself, like for whoever it was. And Pesty was just like, all right, nope, let's do it this way. And then it worked. So there you go.
Hey, Pesty's been around a while, though.
Yeah.
So he knows what's going on.
Yeah. He knows how to not fix the injury, but help it.
Yeah.
Help you play with
He's
it.
seen a lot. Oh, yeah. Especially from his Berlin days.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get him on here.
Yeah. He's such a goof. He's an absolute goof. I love it. That's the first guy I saw like after they get like once the final buzzer rang.
Yeah.
In the third period of the Sunday game, he just like I just see him. He just smiles, and you just see all the missing teeth, and it's just hilarious because it's just besties.
I don't even remember when that happened to him. Like that must have been like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I feel like. But yeah, no, his toothless smile is one to look at.
It's pretty funny. It definitely lit my day up even more when I saw that.
So what else you got for the fans? Anything?
Yeah, I don't even know. Just kind of.
They're all watching. Like they want to know. They want to know something. What do you got for them?
I can juggle. That's cool.
You can juggle.
That's awesome. I don't know. Like I'm honestly just a big sports guy. I just love like anything sports related: baseball, football, golf, obviously, hockey.
Yeah. What'd you think of the Super Bowl?
I bet on that. I lost every single leg on that, so that was unfortunate. It was a very slow paced game.
I thought it was a very boring game. Yeah,
it was 9-0 after half. I think. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and I had the over, so that was not hitting at all. It was not hitting at all.
See, I'm not good at betting on games and stuff like that, so there's no way that I would.
Yeah, like I can do like NHL, like goalie stuff. I can kind of understand. Like, I kind of actually get into it and like know it a little better, but if it's like football, it's not happening. Like I kind of, or basketball, I kind of say like maybe. Let's see if we make money.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. Sports betting is not for me. So.
And welcome back live inside the Monroe Civic Center. Kendall Grayson with you as always, and thank you as always, everyone, for tuning in, making Thunderbirds hockey part of your evening. It's a 2-2 game after the first period as we are in our first intermission break. About 2 minutes remaining before we will get things going for the second period, the Flow second period on the broadcast. Out-of-town scoreboard report, Athens and Baton Rouge tied at 1. Port Huron leading Topeka by a goal. Biloxi leading Blue Ridge by a goal on home ice. Binghamton all over Watertown 5-1. Danbury on top of Indiana 4-1. And still a tie game 1-1 with Petey and Columbus. Lots to talk about there in the opening frame. 4 goals in total. The first one was for Tucker Scantlebury. And the Moccasins took a 1-0 lead. Roman Kramer, though, answered back with a power play goal at 9:18. About 2 minutes later, John Butita, Gus Ford on the assist. And then about 2 minutes after that goal was scored, an even strength goal from Jacob Schnapp to give the visitors a 2-1 lead. Kate Hanley, Corey Cunningham assisting. Thunderbirds took a 1-goal advantage, but then a power play goal scored by Monroe in the final 15 seconds of the first period. Yanni Aliarakos with the scoring play, assisted by Andrew Ballant and Jared Christie. We also had a center ice tilt between Tucker Scantlebury, who returned from his 1-game suspension, and Matt Garcia. They were given 5 minutes each for fighting at 19:47 of the first period. 13 shots on goal for Monroe, 11 shots on net for the Thunderbirds. And that's where things stand in a tie game at 2. Twin City back on home ice next weekend. Watertown the opponent on Friday and Saturday. And then a road game on Sunday against Athens. And that begins a stretch that the Thunderbirds will play where they will have 4 consecutive weekends with 3 games. 7-game road trip coming to an end here tonight. And a good bounce back from this team, falling down by a goal and then answering back with back-to-back scoring plays. As we hear the return of the Moccasins. And so the Moccasins returning here for period number 2. And we'll put 20 minutes up on the board, nearly ready for our Flow second period. We should be playing 5-on-5 when we start back for the second. Each team is back. They've switched into the building, and the Thunderbirds now moving left to right, and the Moccasins, they advance right to left. Leaders entering tonight's game, players to look out for. Gus Ford with 60 points, Josh LaBelle with 36, and Zach White with 43. But Zach White and Josh LaBelle are each not playing tonight. LaBelle played last night, but then he was banged up in last night's game, so not skating tonight. Yuri Pastuka is also not in the game. Zach White not playing. Michael Mania on IR. And so the Thunderbirds down some players here this evening. On the other side, Austin Albrecht with 71 points. Yanni Liarakos with 55, Jared Christie with 55. That was all entering tonight's game. Face off on the way at center ice, waiting for the final official to return as we rejoin the video side of things for Monroe. All right, nearly ready for the center ice face-off to get us going for the Flow second period, and there it is. It's won by Monroe. And so just like last night, here in the second period, we'll see the white sweaters of the Thunderbirds attacking left to right. They'll look to find it here along the center ice red line, but it goes the other way. Jan Salak, Jacob Schnapp, Kate Hanley looking on as those two players, Schnapp and Salak, try to steal it away. It's right out in front of the home penalty box that for now is occupied by Tucker Scantleberry. Matt Garcia in the box for the Thunderbirds, out to center, found by Schnapp, 2-on-3. And they fire it to the far side corner. They're trying to chase it down from there. Back in behind the net. And on the near side, they'll look to squeeze a pass through center. James Farmer, we'll see if he can catch up to it. Down behind the goal of Chad Purdy. Purdy looks on, playing in both games here on the weekend. He came in to relieve Boris Babik, who started the game last night. It's been Purdy's game here tonight. And a tie game at 2 in the opening 2 minutes here of the second period. Nearly given away in behind the goal of Purdy's opposing netminder Tyler Masternock, but it's controlled by Schumacher and then given away to Butita, then right back the other way. Here come the Moccasins with speed is Christie, and a defensive effort put on him by Cade Hanley. They move it up the near side boards, and Butita looks forward in front of the penalty box. They'll fire ahead. Back behind the goal, now to the near side of Liarakos. Rasmus Asp will play ahead. And Liarakos will try to find it in the near side corner. It's in behind the goal of Purdy. Slides post to post. Now he has to face a shot. He blocks it, covers it. And no further action. 18:06 left to go in the middle period, the Flow second period. Monroe has outscored their opponents 55-43 in the second period this season. Shots now showing us 15-12 on the online scoring system, so we'll update that for you. Here's a chance in front. They shoot one. Good shot block by Igor Ramanow. And they give it away as he blocked the advance from Mo. Far side easy save from there by Chad Purdy. All he had to do was hug the far side post. He did and turned that one away. Back behind the net. One-timer and a save made again by Purdy. This time it falls the far side corner. So they'll use the opposite side of the zone. And they'll step to the far side post where Dion Demke will look to find the puck high in the zone. Out to center, just out of the reach of Harwell, then controlled and pulled back by the Moccasins near side. Keeley applies a check, goes across. Thunderbirds jumping in, looking to steal it there, and a chance for Demke. But he'll go off on a line change. Nate Keeley will change also. Two-player replacement. Roman Kramer and James Farmer over the boards. Played ahead by Harwell. And then it goes back for the Moccasins and Turner. Right back for the good guys, though. Gus Ford has it, and up we go. It's Cade Hanley. Steps onside. Good drag move by Hanley. He's open, shoots, and scores! Cade Hanley! For the first time this season and the first of his career. They're going to keep the puck. James Farmer bends over to pick it up, and wouldn't you know it, a Moccasin tried to knock it away from him. Classy stuff. How about Cade Hanley? Congratulations to him. Goal number 1. It's a 3-2 lead. Face off at center ice following that one. And that was a great drag move around the defender. And then Hanley just elected to fire it. And in it went. All right. So that'll settle them down here for a moment. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can add to their lead. Ford goes across, and they do so. Kramer in on goal, shut down. It's up and out. They had that play developed to the far side, and Roman Kramer was open, looking to score once again here on the weekend. Cade Hanley with his first from Gus Ford and James Farmer at 2:58 of the Flow second period. Out to center. Thunderbirds have Hanley get tied up and go down there. He stands back up, not rattled by it. He'll play it along. Kramer shooting one wide of the net, off a deflection. Falls down behind the goal, and Kramer's stick went cartwheeling high through the air, fell down. Meanwhile, the Moccasins find it onside, looking to tie the game. Twin City looking for it here to the near side, and back and forth, but Monroe will find it. They'll center, look out, it's loose, found by the Thunderbirds. Out to center ice, can Corey Cunningham get to this one? He'll hustle, and that will negate the impending icing. Now the linesman went down, a thunderous collision with the far side boards. I'm not sure we've had a body go against the boards that hard all weekend. That was a big boom. All right. Things settle down as Hanley has given the Thunderbirds a 1-goal advantage. 15:44 now left to play in period number 2. Out to center. Here goes Christie in front, and that one missed everything, went well wide. Down behind the goal line. Side of the circle. High in the zone. They'll continue to pass it around. Let's see if the Thunderbirds can find it here back behind the net. John Salak battling for it. Eagle Ramanow play to the cross. There's a heavy hit. And in on goal a chance. That was Schumacher who threw that hit. Frank Schumacher. Here comes Jacob Snopp. Ramanow's without his stick. Onside a chance. Cunningham. And moved off the puck. So back the other way it goes. Leorakos had it bounce off of him. Christie's with it. Shooting one well wide of Purdy. Far side corner. They'll tie up and battle for it. Let's see if the Thunderbirds can get into it again. Here we go. They'll find it and flip forward by Dion Demke. In behind the net. Back to the near side. Back and forth we go. Possession for now held by the Moccasins. Across as Stefanini threw the pass. They'll miss it. Dion Demke has it up to Keeley. Could be a 2-on-1 here. Keeley, top of the far side circle, fires one wide of the net. He picked his spot, looked to shoot it. He did, but it goes off the glass. Out to center, collected here by Farmer. We're due for our next media timeout, unless we have a scoring play. Here's Hanley. Hanley will wait, and then sends a pass up to Demke. Dion Demke drops it onside. Out to center, it's Michael Hagan-Moe. Crosses onside with it. Moe shoots it. Save made by Purdy. It's high in the air, and it's out of play. All right, so that will take us to that media timeout. Cade Hanley has given the Thunderbirds a 1-goal advantage. It's 3-2. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporaries. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Welcome back from the media timeout. We have 13:54 left to go in our second period, the Flow second period. And the Thunderbirds on the road leading by a goal. They dropped a 6-3 decision here last night, looking to bounce back. They're in front 3-2. Onside, though, for the Moccasins from the faceoff. They win it. They throw it in front of the goal. Now it's high in the zone. Long shot. Save made. There was a bit of a rebound there, but Twin City will locate it as John Butita chops it out to center. Tyler Matthews will go across the ice with a pass. They have Albrecht breaking to the net. Couldn't get it to him, though. And back and forth. Eventually found here by Kramer. Good pass to find Butita. He's got a step. He's in. Fires. Glove save made. Really good pass from Kramer to feed Butita there. And he put it right in the center of the stick and allow Butita to have a bit of a half a step there. Wasn't a clean breakaway. He didn't have room to go in front of the net and try to deke the goaltender either way. That wasn't going to be possible there, but he had room to shoot the puck thanks to that nice pass from Kramer. Glove save made, though, by Tyler Masternock in his first year in the FPHL. Oshawa, Ontario native. Salak will look for it here from this face-off as Rasmus Asp got clipped up high, and he's clutching his face. Now Liarakos finds it. Yanni Liarakos in front of the goal, and that was blockered away by Purdy. Had his sights on that one the whole way. Onside a chance. Shot, save made, rebound given up though, and on goal, and not out of the zone. Cunningham will play it to Schnapp. Thunderbirds survive. Here they go, working with a 1-goal lead. Schnapp tries to drag around the defender, Schumacher, but it was taken away. Back for the home team. And here they go with it. And on goal, covered up by Purdy. Chad Purdy in search of career win number 2. We heard from him during the first intermission break with the Cup of Joe interview with Joe Cangelosi. In the break, former Watertown Wolf, Joe Cangelosi. Wolves will be in the building next weekend. And we'll hear from Purdy coming up in the second intermission break once more. This time it'll be from the Coach Harry show that was at Little Italy back on Tuesday. We'll head back to Earl coming up this Tuesday. All right, Keeley will look to play it ahead here, and he'll knock it along for Dion Demke. Demke looks to track it down, out to center. And they've got it onside here. Chance in front, good block as it's way up and out of play. And it falls down. I'm not sure anyone really knew where that one was, but the puck went way high in the air. I think the official at center knew it. And And so it's a stoppage due to a puck out of play with 12:08 left in our second period. Shots on goal showing as even in the period at 3-3. So that brings us to 18-15 favoring Monroe. Thunderbirds looking to win a game for the 17th time this season. Monroe looking for win number 29. Twin City off the face-off, and they nearly had a 2-on-1 break. Now Monroe typically, or potentially there, had some numbers. They'll shoot one, goes wide of the goal. And so they weren't able to use the space in the zone there, as it looked like they were going to develop an advantage. The Thunderbirds able to get back to it, pick it up, and they'll zip it the other way. Scooped up by the goaltender. Well, it's another save in the matchup with officially 11:47 now left in this middle period. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Binghamton leading Watertown 6-2. Biloxi still with a 3-2 lead on Blue Ridge. Tie game 1-1. PD and Columbus. Danbury with a 3-goal lead on the road. Their matchup against Indiana. Chance onside here, and they couldn't control it, so we'll see if the Thunderbirds can get to it. Gus Ford dropped his stick, looks to kick it along, and look at that. Nicely done. That's all he had, and he was able to kick it through center. Dean Balsamo, he'll hold on to it near side. Threw it in front of the net for no one except for James Farmer. He'll say thank you very much, take it, and then played along to Nate Keeley. Goes in front, good bounce, one-timer is blocked. That was from Troy Harwell. Harwell back behind the net with it. Space in the zone, Connor Craig shooting it, blocked in front. Keeley looking for the rebound, and it goes across the rink. And looks like the Moccasins will possess it. Nate Keeley right there on the doorstep. Troy Harwell throws a check. Now it's played with a hand up and out of play. So that went over the glass. And it's a puck out of play, 10:52 left to go in our Flow second period. And a penalty called here, and I thought that's what they were going to look at, as that one was played by the hand and then went straight over the glass. So it's 2 minutes delay of game. Thunderbirds will go to the power play here. They scored on the power play last night for the 31st time on the year. They've scored on the power play tonight for the 32nd time. And here we go. Let's see if the Thunderbirds can take a 2-goal advantage. They've won the face-off. Connor Craig holding on to it. Near side for Gus Ford. Now it's in the middle to Jan Salak. He's tied up, doesn't know where it is. Now he finds it and swaps it for Ford. Now Butita. He goes across the rink looking for an option. Inside the line, good pass. Kramer to Craig. Craig dropped it softly. Near side corner for Salak. Down behind the goal line. No battle for it. 1:35 left to go in the 5-on-4. Good battle win to get it to Craig. Now it's Roman Kramer. Back up high to Craig. Shooting one. Pad save made through traffic. Still onside though. Craig goes across the rink. He'll find Roman Kramer. They look to wear down the Moccasins here on the power play. 2-on-2 battle, now a 3-on-2 potentially went right through Ford, and they move it down the rink. Let's see if Purdy needs to go play this one. He stays put though. 2-on-1, shorthanded, they center, and they couldn't fire it. Now the Thunderbirds should have numbers the other way. It's Gus Ford onside on the power play, and along the blue line, this will be an offside. They'll have to tag up. They do, and they'll find Butita with a pass. He's open. In front, Kramer dancing, shooting, kicked out though. What a chance there. Thunderbirds making changes on the power play. Onside with 45 left to go in the 5-on-4. 9:33 to play in the Flow second period. They lead at 3-2. A giveaway though by Kramer. Chance up the rink. Here's Schumacher. Tees one up, scores. A shorthanded goal surrendered by the Thunderbirds. It's It's the 12th shorthanded goal of the season scored by Monroe. That's tied for the most in the league with PD. All right, they say enough of the snakes, and they make that announcement. It's 3-3, 34 seconds left on this power play, but the Thunderbirds surrender the game-tying goal. So we're back now with a play here through center, goes back into the defensive end and captured by Green. Green out to center, played by his number 3 counterpart, Cade Hanley, who scored for the first time in his career early on in the period. Still some time left in the power play. Cunningham onside. Thunderbirds look to get the lead back. In front, rebound was there, but they couldn't find it. And the Moccasins will clear. In on Purdy. Purdy sets it up for Hanley, and that's it for the power play. Out of the box is Belong. Thunderbirds miss the pass, and they're guilty of an icing. All right, 8:47 left to go in the Flow second period. Icing called, and that will send us to the media timeout. Monroe scores, shorthanded to tie it. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. We'll be right back.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Welcome back inside the Monroe Civic Center here in Monroe, Louisiana. Thunderbirds will make an additional trip to Louisiana this season. That'll be in a couple of weekends for a 3-game series on the road against Baton Rouge. Offensive end face-off and in on goal. Quickly saved there by Purdy. So 8:43 left to go in our Flow second period. Game-tying goal there was netted shorthanded. It was Tucker Scantleberry with his second goal of the night. Also had a big fight along the logo after Cade Hanley gave the Thunderbirds the lead at 2:58. Even strength scoring play for him. Far side of the building. Let's see if Kramer can get to it and move it out. Here's Butita tied up in front. He will find it. Try to fire a pass up to Kramer. It's picked off now. Ford has it. Gus Ford shoots it up and out of play. So Cade Hanley from Gus Ford and James Farmer. Jacob Schnapp from Cade Hanley and Corey Cunningham. And Roman Kramer on the power play from John Butita and Gus Ford. Last night it was Nate Keeley, Roman Kramer, and John Butita who scored. As the Thunderbirds once again have 3 here on the weekend. Last night, 3 not enough. Tonight it won't be enough. But we're playing in a tie game now. Moccasins step onside with it. They go in front of the net there. Detected and cleared the line. Not out of the zone though. Another chance. Blocked. Rebound. Loose in front. Thunderbirds have it. Butita up the wing he goes. Matt Garcia in on goal. Backhander shut down. Garcia looking for his 3rd goal of the year. And a save made on him by Tyler Masternock as he's looking for back-to-back wins here on the weekend. Offensive zone face-off. Twin City will look for it now down on the near side corner. Green ball, Samo threw it across the rink. Farmer looks to catch up to it, swipes it away there with a backhand, and then he's run into. It's back up, and they missed the play to the near side there, so they have to retreat. So this goes way down the rink, and the Moccasins will work from there. 7:35 left in our Flow second period here on this Saturday night. Twin City has home games Friday and Saturday next weekend. Finally, it's been over a month. Watertown in the building. And then a road game against Athens on Sunday. Here's Farmer. They'll move it ahead looking for Salak. Finds him. Goes off the kick plate. Finds Cunningham in front of the bench. In front of his former bench, the home team here in Monroe. He's run into. Stayed on his skates, though. There's a huge hit to Farmer behind the goal. He got popped. Got back up there. Salak finds Connor Craig. Craig's onside. Long shot. Stick save made. Across it goes. Back to center. Another big hit. That time Cunningham got tied up. And he'll look to go off the line change. Monroe making changes. And they played it there in front of the bench. Now Connor Craig finds it. Right over the logo he goes. He'll drop it ahead. And now the Thunderbirds also getting changes. Tie game, 3-3. 6:25 to play in the Flow second period. It goes ahead, high in the air, then it falls back down. Orson Green has it. Turnover in front. Harwell had to handle it. It was trying to. Keeley, rather, as Harwell's out there also. He applies some pressure here. Keeley nearly had it. Now it's a turnover. Demke up top, handling it on goal. Off the deflection from Keeley. It's out of play. Kate Hanley with an assist and a goal here. That takes him to double digits points-wise this season, but just his first goal scored. And he'll look to play it here. Hanley from Bozeman, Montana. And played for UMass Dartmouth prior to his time with the Thunderbirds. Chance on side through a screen. Difficult shot for Purdy to see. It gets blocked, and here we go. 3-on-1 the other way. Keeley in on goal. Save made. Keeley had Harwell breaking to the near side post. And he tried to go short side on the goaltender. All right, well, we're once again experiencing some issues on the video side of things, and this is what we had going pregame when we did have the feed. So we've had some problems here all weekend. I know it's not great to look at right now. So I think we'll switch back to the clean feed that we have. We'll continue to check on the feed that's being provided by the home broadcast. It's a 3-3 game with 5:40 left to go in period number 2. Across it goes, collected by Butita at center. And along the red line, they'll step onside with the Moccasins have it. Ballant drives it way around the zone. And racing over is Roman Kramer looking to find it. Back behind the net. Controlled by Monroe in the attacking area. They'll look to shoot it. Top of the far side circle. Near side, long shot, caught by Purdy. Well, as we've done all weekend, we'll continue to work on the feed, and we'll certainly address it during the break on the video side of things, as we'll have a bit more time then. But major stuttering on that side of things. But everything else, the feeds that we've been given have been clean other than that one, unfortunately. In front of chance here, look out. The problem is, that's the feed that we want to look at. Off the backhand, driven in front of the goal, scooped up by Purdy, and Purdy will throw a glove on it and send us to a break. All right, it's the final media timeout of period number 2. Tie game 3-3. We'll be right back. More Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
And welcome back inside the Monroe Civic Center as we return from our final media timeout of period number 2. This is the under 5 break. We've got the tie game at 3. We've updated the shots to show us 22-20. Defensive zone face-off from the Thunderbirds, and we're back. Down in behind the goal line, a look to fire it across, but the Moccasins have it now. Swept away by Twin City. Pulled back the other way, though. Pressure to Dorsey. 4:42 left in the second period. Tie game at 3. Over the red line, they'll go with it. Roman Kramer dropped his stick. Picks it back up. In front of chance, and they missed the pass. Garcia looking for it near side. Monroe with it. Now Garcia looking to chop it out of the defensive zone. Controlled still by Albrecht. In front he goes, and that went off the stick of the goaltender, Chad Purdy. Here's Gus Ford. Left it back behind him. Moccasins looked across onside. Goes way back to the defensive end. And so Purdy is able to set it down for Ford, who was nearly stripped of it. Was able to fire it out to the neutral zone. Collected and played the other way, though. Now it's back to Ford. He'll pound it off the boards. Jacob Schnapp will chase after it here. Cleared back to center. So back and forth they go with it. 3:43 left to play in the second period. Tie game at 3. Purdy has it. Wipes it around the boards. It's intercepted, though, in the far side corner. Monroe on the attack, looking to go up by 1. 3-3 is number 3. Hanley will play it ahead. Flipped out to center. And it goes off the stick of Jacob Schnapp. Put it back behind the net. Far side post, they go with it. Top of the far side circle. Here come the Moccasins. They'll play it ahead. Back behind the net. This is Jared Christie. Looks to wrap it. They center, and he got tied up there with Igor Ramanel. Otherwise, the post was open to the near side. Ramanel looks to take it back. Hanley searching for it. Cunningham got it to him. And then it goes towards Schnapp. Unable to handle it, though. And back the other way. Ramanel down behind the goal line. Now it's high in the zone. Far side corner here. Up top and pulled out to the logo. Thunderbirds will flip it ahead with Hanley. Out towards Salat. Back the other way. There was the collision. And it goes ahead. Found by Salat. And they'll push it onside. Into the glove and caught by Masternock. He dropped it down, though, and so we play on here. Played ahead by Garcia. Back the other way. Then they get it by him. Top of the far side circle. In front they go, and it goes wide of the net. Down here by Harwell. Harwell stretches it across. Now it's up to Keeley. Keeley's onside, holding on to it. Throws it wide of the goal. Along the near side boards. Leah Rockos out to the red line. Keeley looks to push it ahead. Tied up, and then he throws it down behind the goal line. 1:40 left to go in the Flow second period. Tie game at 3. Over the red line and up and out of play. into the defensive end of the Moccasins following the faceoff. 90 seconds left to go in the period. That's all we have. Onside for Monroe. Late here in the flow, second period, in on goal. This one goes wide of Purdy. And then to the top of the far side circle. They'll look forward from there. Chipped out towards center. Just out of the reach of Butita. Played along the red line. Albrecht onside. Can they take it away from him? He still has it. Dropped it to no one. Picked off, and it's Gus Ford. Ford plays up to Roman Kramer. Kramer holding on to it here. Drags in front. Backhand chance, and he fired it up and on the glass. Out to center it goes. Good look there from Kramer. We're in the final minute of period number 2. Played ahead. And it goes back the other way. Captured in the defensive end. And this is Garcia with it. Garcia in a big fight with Tucker Scantleberry back in the first period. Ford onside. Trying to flip it ahead to Schnapp. And taken away. 34 left to go in the period. Out towards center. Here they come with it. Stefanini onside. And given away. Jan Salak. He's got time. Sends it to Keeley. 24 seconds to play in the period. They'll zip it to the near side. No one's there, though. Now Salak jumps in. And he'll look to play it. 15 left. Schnapp, a one-timer goes wide. Found here by Connor Craig. Craig towards the net. His drive also goes well wide. 8 seconds left in the period. Out to the red line. Batted down by Garcia. Across the zone. Found by Craig. Out to center. In on goal. A long save made by Purdy. And that's it for the period. All right, so the second period comes to a close. We are tied. It is 3-3. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. We will continue to work on the video side of things here during the break and hope that this improves. Unfortunately, it's been a theme of the weekend, and we'll see if we can get something for you in the final period. So we'll step aside. And coming up at the second intermission break, we will hear from head coach Steve Harrison and goaltender Chad Purdy from the Coach Harry Show earlier this week. That'll be the intermission programming. And then we'll come back for the call of the Culver's third period. It's been a good hockey game. We are tied at 3. Intermission break. We'll be right back.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
All right, Coach, we'll talk about the win coming up here on Sunday, the 3-2 final. Chad, my first question to you is, obviously your first game is huge, but your first start, I think, is something else when you know what's going to be your net. At what point did you find out that you were going to play that game and start that game on Sunday?
I think either the night before or the morning of, one of the two. Like, it was that Harry was just going to let me know, and just like, what was going to happen, and obviously
the $64,000 question.
That's it. You got to make that work first. That's right. Yeah. All right, so Coach will get in the game. So there's no score through the first period, and that was different than the first 2 nights in which we had some goals, really each way in the first period. So you go into the second period there, and special teams ends up being the story of that second period. And I talked about it on the broadcast. It's 2 specialty teams goals, a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. The shorthanded goal is the first one all season long. Which I'm sure you don't practice trying to go out and score shorties, but it's good when you can get one there. So just talk about those 2 goals. First, the power play goal, and the shorthanded goal that gave you a 2-0 lead after 2.
Well, like we just talked about it, about how we were playing, and I thought Sunday we just played the way we played. The message to the team is go and play. It's a game, and just put everything on the table. Put your heart and everything on the table, and when we leave here tonight, if I have to carry you to the bus, then I don't care how tired you are. Let's get on the bus, but just go and play hockey. It's a game, and I think the guys went out and just I think they were starting to feel better as we were going along as on the weekend. And as I said, Sunday, I just thought, for anybody who watched, and I think most of you watched the games in Binghamton, that's the way we played in Binghamton, and the way we played the week before that. So I think it was just a matter of us time to get back to where we were, and the guys just went out and played, and I wasn't surprised at the way we were, and this guy made a couple of nice saves when we needed them, and our power play is we got 2 units right now, and as I said, I think there's a little bit of a competition for them, and which is good, and I like what is going on, and 40 scored that goal there, I think the first one there, and kind of gave us a spark there, and I think that made us feel good that all of a sudden now we're up 1-0, and the way we were playing, I think it gave everybody a lot of energy, and a lot of guys had a lot of confidence back there, and as I said, so I just like the way the atmosphere was on the bench. That's when I know if we're going or we're not going. You can, when you're standing on the bench, you can feel the energy or not the energy, or the heads are down or the heads are up, or guys talking. So I liked the first period, and as I said, even the second period, I liked the way it was going. And as I said, we took advantage of a power play, which was great for us, because those things always really energize you when you score that. And then obviously Pesty and Sally, they're they scored that short-handed goal, and I think that just kind of really set the tempo for the rest of the game for us.
Yep. You mentioned the 2 power play units, and I'll ask you this question. How are you managing that, through a sequence? It's probably situational, but obviously, maybe you'd like to go half and half, but you can't if you've got, the 5 guys working the puck around the zone and that sort of thing. So, how do you manage that, trying to get those both units on the same power play, or maybe you just try to let the one do as much damage as they can?
Well, you said that right there. Like, if the unit's inside the offensive zone and they never leave it for, a lot of times they'll stay on a little longer, or, sometimes I go on a hunch, and you go with what you think, and maybe you leave them on too long, but sometimes it works out. So you go on how you're feeling and how the players are, and as I said, it's more of a feel for how I look at it, and then the players, how we've kind of got a mixed, lines are mixed up right now on the power play, the regular shift line and then the power play line, so it's kind of mixed up the way we're structured right now. So you try to go not too long, and hopefully they bring a lot of energy for us.
And so you mentioned the shorthanded play too that Pesty made back behind the net, and Sally a great goal. So that's where it was after the second period. You go into the third period, they have an answer eventually. They get on the board there to make it 2-1, but then Jacob Schnapp scores a massive goal, and that really kind of put the game away. They do get one of the extra attackers very late. So what'd you think about the third period?
Well, I still haven't seen the first goal there. I have to watch it again. But as I said, it was just to go. And as I said, it was one of those situations where you like to see the goose egg for the big guy here beside me. But as I said, that team there to shut them out for a whole game, I thought we did a pretty good job there. Away from the puck, so I was happy with it. But it was 2-1, and then obviously Schnapp come up with that, the big goal there. He scored a couple of times. In PD there, he scored a couple big goals, and it's kind of the same way. So that made us feel good. I think we responded pretty fast after their goal into our goal. So I think that put them back on their heels. So other than pulling the goalie and scoring that one late, I felt. We were in command all the time, and it was just a matter of trying to put it away.
Yeah. Chad, you hit a lot of milestones here this weekend. You get your first playing time as a pro, first start as a pro, and then when that game's over, you have your first win as a pro goaltender. So what was that like? Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, guys. It was super fun. Once again, everybody on the team was just so happy. Everyone was very excited for me. It was just a great moment to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I think the first person I saw for the head taps afterwards was Pesty, and you just see that big old Czech smile on him, and it was just really fun to be a part of it. And obviously it's a team game for a reason, and everyone helped me out. We got the W.
Great moment for him, but as I said, it was just now we're back in the hunt, and again we started this whole segment off here talking about the standings, and we're not in the position we want to be, but when you're in the hunt, you're in the hunt, and until somebody tells me we're not in the hunt, we're still going to go at it. And credit the guys. We could have folded this weekend, but the guys didn't, and I give them a lot of credit. And as I said, I think this guy beside me gave us a little bit of energy here on Sunday there to go where we wanted to, and we put ourselves in a position to be where we want to be. So this weekend's going to be a big weekend for us. But as I said, I was really pleased. As I said, I thought it was a great team effort, and we're pretty happy for the guy here to get the first big win.
Yeah. All right, let's go straight to the fan questions here to make sure we get this done. All right, so Chad, we'll start with you. This is how did you prepare for the weekend? And that probably doesn't change whether you're going to start or play or not play or whatever. So just take everyone through your typical kind of preparation and what that looked like.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, normally it's the same thing. Whether I'm backing up, starting, doesn't matter what's happening. I have the same routine. I wouldn't say I'm superstitious about anything. It's more of just making sure I do the right things. Especially on game days, I have my routine. Obviously, Harry give me some crazy looks sometimes when I'm doing my juggling and stretching, but yeah.
But I told him to be ready this weekend. When he was going in, I'll be honest with you, if you asked me on Friday night when he was going to play, I couldn't tell you. And it was all about the situation and when it was going to happen, or if it did happen. I went through 45 different scenarios of when maybe he was going to go in or when he wasn't going in, and as I said, I just basically said, in my mind was I'm going to wait for an opportunity, and as I said, it presented itself, and obviously we're all standing here happy for him.
Chad, what do you like to do besides hockey?
Besides hockey, honestly, I'm big just anything sports related. Like, I love golf, I love baseball, just moving the body, like working out. Like I'm just like to move around. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. This question says, do you have a favorite restaurant yet?
Favorite restaurant?
You better say Little Italy. That's where we are.
Yeah, definitely Little Italy. Yeah.
Well, you're not coming back.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a question here. It says, how many steps did I have to climb up to my perch in Florence? Quite a few. I didn't count them, but quite a few to get up there to where I called the game. And that was it's an interesting vantage point. You're in the corner there, but you're pretty high up, and it's not a bad place to see the game. As I mentioned on the broadcast, there's some different things you could see from being in the corner that maybe you wouldn't see if you were right on the red line. So, Coach, this question says, what was your favorite moment of the weekend? I know it's not to me, but if it was asked to me, I'd say it's this guy getting his first pro win.
Well, yeah, I think when the buzzer rang and we got back in the hunt and happy for him, but I'm happy for the whole team. I'm happy that we responded, and for him to get what he did, that was just kind of like the cherry on top. You know what I mean? That was that just made it all even a little more special. But I asked the guys to respond on Sunday, and they did. And as I said, with his performance, we had the big Sunday, and we put the cherry on top for him. So that's what I was happy about the weekend.
Speaking of Sundays and cold stuff, we have a question specifically about the ice. That was a big topic over the weekend. Did they give you an explanation of kind of what was going on? And we were switching ends at one point.
Well, they had the rodeo there, I think, the weekend before there. And I don't know if anybody's been at arenas out a week after that you have a rodeo. And I've done it a few times. And you're going to find sand. And I don't know how they clean the building or whatever, but I've been in buildings where they had a rodeo 3 weeks ago, and you walk into a room and there's still sand there. And once that sand, and the guys were doing the goals, there was sand everywhere. They had to, so it was on their shoes, I'm assuming. So and it was just a mess. And like even they had to actually clean our mats to go out onto the ice, before the game on Friday. And they did a good job, and they were trying to do their best they could, but it was a mess. And as I said, I don't know if they had the right products. We have a thing at our rink there where they drive that cart around and cleans all the floors all the time. They could have done that for 5 or 6 days, and I don't know if they would have cleaned it all up. So that was one of the issues. And then they put the goal on. They put brand new ice in, and they messed up with the goal. That's why we had to change at the end of the first period there, Saturday and Sunday. The first period we had to change there for the 10-minute mark. So.
Because it was off, right?
It was off there a little bit, yeah.
It's like 3 inches or so.
Yeah.
I gotcha. This question says, and this probably could be for either one of you, was there a situation you think back in either of your careers that had really, really bad ice? Like, what was the worst conditions you have ever played in before?
Honestly, like another crazy game. It was like we beat the number 4 team in the nation.
Okay.
They had like a literal it was down to like the cement in my crease.
Wow.
Like it was so I'd like just battle around not putting my skate on the concrete, honestly.
We like even PD the first time there where that was bad ice. Over the years you have some bad ice, or you go to arenas that are a little warmer or whatever, and they're down south and the ice isn't very good. And as I said, you go to Columbus there, the boards are bad there because of the ice, or different rinks always have a problem. That rink there, like the other night there, the ice in the one corner was bad. So, but it's bad for both teams, and you just got to fight through it.
Yep. Chad, when did you start playing hockey?
I believe I was 6 years old, and then I started playing goalie at 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you go to goalie?
Honestly, my brother, he was the first one in my family to play hockey, and he just needed someone to shoot on. So he did the stereotypical, put the helmet on, throw the pillows everywhere, and just start shooting pucks.
Let's put Chad in goal and shoot at him, isn't it? How did you start? I love that. That's a good one.
Who's your best friend of the team?
Best friend of the team?
Best friend, yeah.
I mean, I love everybody, I'm not going to lie to you. But I'd say most known, probably Mikey, since we played junior together for a year. I've known him for a while, so.
And I've got a question right here about Mikey. What's his status, Coach?
He's on the IR right now. He got a concussion, and he got hit twice in a row. And, when it comes to the head, you got to be cautious about it, and we don't. So he's off again this week, and I think he actually went to the doctor today. So we'll see where he's at, and we'll go from there.
Another injury-related question. It says, will Zach White be coming back this weekend?
I'm not sure yet. I wish I knew.
Chad, you mentioned about practice and getting ready for the game on the weekend. What's your typical routine been, knowing that up until this weekend you haven't had a lot of playing time, obviously, and I'm sure you just take it day by day, the same as you would. But I think that's also a question I had earlier about just how's it been being a pro so far. That's a big jump, and Coach talks about all the time, going from college to your first year here in pro.
Yeah, it's definitely more demanding than college, I would say, because college you have your classes, everything's pretty structured for you, and at pro you gotta really make the time for everything and just make sure you're doing the right things all the time.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go: Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
And welcome back inside Monroe Civic Center. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We have a tie game at 3 after 40 minutes. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Apologies for the issues on the video side tonight. try to get that worked on again as the game progresses here. They missed a spot down the middle with the Zamboni, so they're going to pull it around one more time anyway. Well, we'll see what we can do for you in terms of the feed for the final period here on the way. Good on the audio side of things tonight on WTOB Radio. Certainly thank everyone for tuning in that way and accessing the broadcast tonight. Looking forward to being back home next weekend. It's been a long time since we've played home games, over a month. And so back-to-back games against Watertown on the way next weekend. Shots are 25-24 through 40 minutes. They were even last night at 40 apiece. And the two teams still have not returned yet. It looks like they are continuing to work on some water that's built up behind the net to my left. The rink crew's still out there. We can have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report and keep everyone updated on what we have around the league tonight. Baton Rouge is leading Athens. That's a bit of a surprise there, 4-1 in the third period. Port Huron has a 1-goal lead on the road against Topeka, 2-1. Blue Ridge has come back to tie it against Biloxi. That game is 3-3. Binghamton a 9-4 lead on the road against Watertown. Danbury with a 6-1 advantage on the road against Indiana, and PD has a 1-goal advantage at 3-2 on the road against Columbus. There is one game on the schedule for tomorrow, two games tomorrow, and that will be Monroe on the road against Baton Rouge, and another game between the Bobcats and the Breakers. Chad Purdy leads out the Thunderbirds for the third and final frame of regulation. And they'll move right to left in their white sweaters. And here come the Moccasins.
And welcome back to the ice, your
Tie game at 3. Thunderbirds getting goals last night from Nate Keeley, John Butita. Back in the first period was Keeley's power play goal. Roman Kramer in the second period. John Butita also in the second period with a shorthanded goal. Tonight it was Roman Kramer in the first period, Jacob Schnapp in the first period, and Cade Hanley with his first career goal in period number 2. Well, some of the video feeds we're able to access don't really do us any good. Certainly don't want to give you a PTZ shot of the crowd all night long. That's not what we're looking for. All right, Culver's third period coming up. Face off at center ice, and Jan Salak will take it to get things going. Down it goes, and it's away from Salak. Back into the defensive territory of the Moccasins. They'll look to jump onside here early in the period. They do. They go across. Good stick from Matt Garcia. Garcia looking to break up that play down the rink and in on goal. This is going to go over the goal line. It'll be icing called as it was Corey Cunningham rushing down the rink, looking to get to that one. He nearly was able to get to it in time and negate the icing, but icing is the ruling. Defense's zone face-off now on the way. Once again, as he did to lead us off, it'll be Jan Salak to take the face-off. Goes the far side corner. Garcia overskated it, and now Garcia gets it again. He's ridden down the ice. Jacobs not to it and passing it along, looking for help from James Farmer. On the low go. Here's Cunningham, steps onside, now Salak. He's moved away from it. He goes down, penalty called. And he draws a power play for the visitors. Thunderbirds, the man advantage. High game at 3. So it'll be a 5-on-4 face-off, far side circle.
This next video brought to you by the Spot in Ruston. Let's go, Moccasins!
All right, far side circle face-off. It'll be Ford who's kicked out, replaced by Butita. We're in the opening minute of the Culver's third period. Thunderbirds the power play looking to take the lead. Far side circle here as the face-off was taken and won. Thunderbirds had it, and now possession nearly given away, but they get it right back. Connor Craig, he's open to the right point, sends the pass to Gus Ford. Ford shooting one, rebounds there, they're looking for it, and moved away. Moccasins look to clear, and they cleared it into the bench. Face-off will stay in the zone with 18:57 left to go in the third period, and 21 seconds gone in the power play. Face-off out, actually will come outside the zone. And now they change their mind, and they'll go right back to where it should have been. Okay, so it's the offensive zone face-off, falls down as we're back, and once again, a similar result. This one is out. We'll do it again. Took 3 seconds off the Thunderbirds' 5-on-4 power play. Right circle face-off. Victory. Here we go. Kramer loads up, shoots. Blocked though. Rebounds there. They fire. Oh, a save made by a diving Tyler Masternock. And that's the second save he's had tonight. Yeah, he's been nearly airborne. We think back early on in the first period when he made a really impressive save. Salak shooting one. This time it's blocked in front of Masternock. Falls down to the far side corner. 70 left to go in the power play. Here's Craig. He'll find Ford with it. Loads up. Dances in front of the net here. He's open. Fire. Scores. No. They say no goal. My goodness. Ford thought he scored. I did too. It hit the post and stayed out clean. Twin City literally inches away from taking the lead here. Well, Ford, as he's done so many times this season, used his offensive flair, possessed it, kept it, waited, and now we have the instant replay go down here in the building on the scoreboard at center, so we don't get a look at it here in the building either. So obviously they're still having some technical issues in the building tonight. If you're watching online, you're also listening online, so we don't have a feed for you yet either. We'll keep working on it. It's been that kind of night, really that kind of weekend. We nearly didn't have a feed for you last night, but it worked. Along the near side now, still on side of the power play. Thunderbirds holding on to it with Craig. Kramer, he waits after he got it from Connor Craig. He'll keep it now. Shooting it, save made.
weekend here. Oh, look. Oh.
Going to be fun.
And from the face-off, the Thunderbirds holding on to it here on the power play. Top of the far side circle with a shot. Block, rebounds there, kicked out, and they'll clear it. And so down it goes with only 17 seconds left on this penalty kill for the home team. Onside. Side of the circle here. Farmer back behind the net, holding on to it. They shoot one. It's right there for the taking, and it rolled wide. And so after it rolled wide, the penalty is now over. Monroe's onside here. They shoot one up and out off the deflection. Well, just like that, we have one camera magically working again. I guess that's better than nothing. See if we can check in on the other output. And still getting the drop out of the main feed. All right, we'll keep working on it for you. Defensive zone face-off here for Keeley. 17:09 officially left in the Culver's third period. Well, that face-off was quite funny to look at as Keeley went into the corner and he thought that the play had stopped again. I think everyone on the ice did. They just stood around and eventually they said, all right, well, let's just go ahead and play. So it's down behind the line. Schnapp's got it here. Tried to center to Cunningham, who was breaking to the net. Now it's down behind the goal line where Schnapp will battle for it. Back and forth he goes. In front, Keeley will try to find it. Down to Schnapp. It's with Keeley. Inside the line, back down low again. Keeley put it in front of the goal. Out to center, look out, a break the wrong way. Farmer got back defensively. Fans wanted a call. And we play on 5-on-5. Farmer got clipped up high, too, in the process. He's holding his face. Here's Butita. Snapped it to Corey Cunningham. John Butita shooting one. Glove save made. All right, 16:03 left to go in the period. We're still tied at 3. Shots were 25-24, favoring Monroe entering the period. And they've made no updates on that so far, so we'll keep it as it is. Far side circle. No face-off yet. Gus Ford is ready to take it. And this one's one away from him. It's back behind the goal. From the near side. 15:55 left to play. In the Culver's third period, tied game at 3. Thunderbirds looking for a bounce-back victory here against the second-place team in the division. Down behind the goal line, Butita finds it, centers to Ford, it just went wide, and then it's pounded off the far side post from Kramer. A couple of chances, but it's Monroe with it. They'll clear it off the linesman. 15:28 to play in the period. Turnover, Butita shooting. Oh, and a save made the very last second by Tyler Masternock. Twin City has had their chances tonight, no doubt about it. I don't know how this game's going to end, but they've been much better here on the road tonight. And a bounce here or there, they could be leading by 2 or so. This has been a good hockey game. Ramming out. Up the wing, they center there with Keeley. Keeley actually threw it to the far side corner. And Garcia pushed it back near side. Harwell breaking in, looking for it out towards center. It's chopped at by Dion Denke, found by Troy Harwell. Steps over the line with a chance, shoots one, long pad save made, then Denke chopped it in behind the net. Twin City will battle for it from there. 14:40 left to go in the Culver's third period. Tie game 3-3. As the hometown fans start to make some noise. Harwell lost it. And Monroe will move it through center. Here they go. Long shot, Purdy has it. No further play. All right, we have 13:20 left to go in the Culver's third period. And we'll step aside for a media timeout and be right back. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
Welcome back. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey on WTOB Radio, YouTube, and Facebook tonight. We're live inside the Monroe Civic Center. Defense's own face-off, and back behind the net it goes from Craig, looking for Harwell, who's crunched. Now back the other way in on Purdy, and he'll swipe it aside to give room for Garcia to play it indirectly off the end wall. Looking for a play to Connor Craig. Goes around to the far side now. Back and forth. Given away. In on net. Purdy shut it down. A hit back behind the goal. And Purdy with the save and the stoppage. 13:57 now left in our Culver's third period. Hungry fans, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger. Fresh, never frozen beef. Seared to perfection and served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Carillon Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Defensive zone victory, face-off victory there for Salak into the corner. Evading a check was Hanley. Hanley got tied up. They've got it now. Back behind the net, they center, and eventually played by Farmer. The net's off here. And the fans moaning about that. Official will look to put it back in place. He does. This will bother Purdy a bit. Now they'll put the whistle. All right. Another stoppage, still 3-3.
Tickets are on sale at the Civic Center box office and at Ticketmaster.com.
All right. Well, there's play off the face-off as Cunningham went down. If you switched over on the audio side, we are bringing now the typical video feed that we thought we would have the whole night. Looks like it's working again all of a sudden. That was just unnecessary there. That push down right of the face-off, but they let it go 5-on-5. I don't know if it's going to work for 5 seconds or 15 minutes, so let's hope it'll last through the game now. Salak crosses onside, and he stays on his skates. It's been a great hockey game, 3-3 the score. Flipped up high, and going off there was Cunningham. Moccasins will look to drive it towards the net, but instead they retreat and allow Farmer to go back to find it. James Farmer locates it. And it's up to Ford, who fires one. It's blocked. And looked like it hit the netting, but we'll keep playing here. Centered in front of the goal. Now Remenel misplayed it. Captured, though, by Connor Craig. Using a good spot to help him out. And now what do we have? They point back to Ramanow, and something's been called against him and also a member of the Moccasins. So they'll take each player. And now the video side of things wants to not cooperate again.
Moccasins number 12, Andrew Bond.
They cut to that high camera that I also have, so I can give you that high camera, and we see that the feed's completely fine when we do that. So it's not that camera's problem, but all right. Let's try it again here. Now they go to the stands with it on the video side, so it's back behind the goal. Thunderbirds holding on to it with 12 and a half left to go in this third period. And from center ice, controlled along the red line and pulled back defensively. This is controlled by Sam Turner. Turner waits, builds some speed, skates out towards center. Over the blue line, holding on to it, shoots one well wide of the goal. Bouncing in front of the net, collected here, back and forth they go. We are playing 4-on-4, even strength, but 4-on-4 after those penalties called. Ramanow in the box, not Cunningham, sorry. Ramanow's in the box. As Roman Kramer plays it up to Keeley. Keeley sees Garcia, poke it forward. Fresh on the ice is Salak. He nearly had it after he entered from a line change. Now Salak finds it. Steps over the line. Waiting with it. In front, good move there, but then he lost the handle. So it's flipped out to the center ice logo. Found by Hanley. 44 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4. Salak's up the wing. Shoots it. Save made. Falls down in the corner, though. Then Keeley got knocked down. Farmer's to it. Keeley goes off the backhand, try to cycle it down low. Moccasins will find it from there. Tie game, 3-3, 11:07 left to go in the Culver's third period. Down to James Farmer. Then it goes along to Cade Hanley. Hanley shoots it ahead. Took a fortuitous bounce that Jacob Schnapp nearly was able to capitalize on. Now he steals it. Schnapp has it. Centers the top of the near side circle. Butita goes across, near side. Garcia couldn't catch it. It bounced away from him. He had some net to shoot at. It went bouncing away. Now Ramanow's out of the box with Ballant. Still playing even strength. We're just doing it 5-on-5 now. Here come the Moccasins. Look out, a chance in front. Backhand. Shut down by Purdy, was run into. Purdy's down in the back of the net. And we're still playing hockey. Purdy is on his back. Now they've blown it down. And we saw Boris Babbitt take a bump last night that was not penalized. Once more, we've got a collision that was not penalized. Just showing the replay here in the building. That is a dangerous hit to the head of Purdy. And he was playing his position. He was almost on the goal line. He was so deep in that net. And I don't know. I mean, if you can't call a penalty there, I mean, I don't know why we have the rule. I mean, the Thunderbirds players are screaming, pointing up at the replay here. And John Butita wants an explanation from the official, and I don't think he's happy with one that he's getting. But I don't know. Why would you have that rule if you don't implement it on a hit like that? Purdy's back to his skates. As a member of the home training staff here went to go help him, and that was a big collision. Purdy's entitled to that space as the goaltender. And he was nowhere near out of that blue paint. And he just got charged into. And again, you go back to last night, and if that bump was called last night that Boris Babick took, that one was much more severe. And the officials, one of them huddled with the linesman here, and I think this is worth a conversation. At least they are going to discuss this. And, you know, just because they didn't call it live doesn't mean they can't fix this and come together and make the right decision overall. But again, this one was severe. And, you know, I don't know that there's any intent there. I think it's tough to judge intent, but the fact of the matter is it happened. And the faceoff's going to come down the ice, but that's where the puck was when the play stopped.
Let's go, Moccasins!
I mean, I think at bare minimum, you've got to call that 2 minutes. They've elected not to. Tie game at 3. Down the rink it goes, back in behind the goal here. So we're playing even strength hockey despite that heavy collision of the Thunderbirds netminder. There they come. Moccasins onside, Ballant in front, swiped away. So now we've got that high camera feedback for you in the corner. Best we can do for now. Garcia plays it through center. This goes by Kramer. Ford applying some chase to it in the corner. Monroe gets back to it again. They'll look to move it out of his own towards center ice. Down it goes, in behind the goal of Purdy, who thankfully is able to continue on. And they blow the whistle. 9:42 left to go, so this should take us to the media timeout. If anyone's paying attention down there. There we go. Media timeout. We'll be right back. More Thunderbirds hockey.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair. You should call Contract Business Solutions. Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Welcome back. 9:42 left to go in the Culver's third period. We're tied at 3. Face off on the far side of the building. Salak, down it goes. They'll battle for it and move down the rink. Maybe a 2-on-2 as they cross onside. Look out. Good stick by Hanley. Made a nice hit there, too. He got back at the very last second to effect that play. Here's Farmer. Out he goes, looking for a play up to Cunningham. And just away from Corey Cunningham, he'll apply some pressure. Jamie Dorsey has it. Dorsey out towards center. Far side of the building. Long shot, dealt with by Purdy, who made a stick save. Batted around, now it's Schnapp up to Salak onside. Jan Salak shoots it, blocked, and high in his own, he'll find his own rebound. Spins around with it, lost it, and controlled by the Moccasins. Maybe a 3-on-2 here. Thunderbirds look to get back defensively. They'll find it with Salah. Heavy collision. And then sidestepping his check was Jacob Schnapp. Got it up to Demke. Schnapp goes off on a change. Dion Demke finds Connor Craig. Get on goal. Kicked out. Rebound. They fire it. They score! Dion Demke. It's 4-3. 8:36 left to go in regulation time, and Demke has scored for the second time this season. Face off at center, that will follow that one. There's a rebound given up by Tyler Masternock. And the Thunderbirds go back in front. 4-3, Igor Ramanel. He'll control it here. Chipped in front of the home bench. That was played by Butita. Down the ice, far side corner. As the Moccasins go looking for it. They'll find it out towards center, 2-on-3. Look out, a chance. They fire. Save made by Purdy. Rebound. He got that one too. Chad Purdy with a nice save, but it's still with Monroe. They center. Now it goes high in the zone. Thunderbirds have players going down. In on net. It's loose. Swept away by Igor Ramanel to the near side corner. They don't play it out yet. Ramanel wrapped up with his opponent. And a penalty called. I think it'll go against Ramanel. It will. It'll be a rough, I think. That's the signal. Igor Ramanel threw a punch there, and they're going to get him for a rough. And so the Thunderbirds have taken the lead at 4-3, but they're going to go to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill here in the Culver's third period. Hey, Thunderbirds fans, got a sweet tooth? Culver's fresh, never frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches. Rich frozen custard is rich, creamy, made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Offensive zone face-off. One-timer that Purdy made a save on. That was on Liarakos. Far side corner. Now it's driven out towards the blue line, not out of the zone. Found by Schnapp. It's Schnapp, Keeley, Farmer, and Garcia, the four skaters on the ice. Attempting to kill this penalty on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill for the Thunderbirds. Monroe with it. They got room to work. They'll step onside. Far side circle. Centering play. What a save made by Purdy. It's still free though. Still onside. Schumacher put it off the glass. Garcia swats at it, absorbs a check. Keeley to it. Now Garcia turns, shoots it, not out of the zone. Rolling puck to Yanni Liarakos. Now it goes across Schumacher. One-timer goes wide of the net, off the glass, way out of the zone. All right. One-man swap. Garcia, he's replaced by Hanley. They try to cross onside. They can't do it. Farmer clears. 6:49 left to go in regulation time tonight. Thunderbirds in front by a goal at 4-3. Back on side of the power play for Monroe. They'll move it around to the far side of the building. Out it goes again. Down the rink. 35 seconds left on the roughing minor to Igor Ramanel. Back across the zone. This is in the defensive territory. Now it's over the red line. They'll cross. And the shot goes wide of the net. They regather. One-timer goes wide of the goal. That was through a screen. Bouncing off the back of the net. 6 minutes left to play here in this third period. And we have 7 seconds left on the penalty kill. They scrum for it. No one with it. Thunderbirds find it. The clear is on. It's out to center. Remanel is standing. Out he goes. And it's stolen away by Ford. Ford looks to shoot. He does. Save made. 5:40 left. 5-on-5. Moccasins cross onside. Far side post. It's up and out off that deflection as they try to bat that one out of midair. 5:35 remaining. Face-off here is on the far side circle from the Thunderbirds attacking or defending perspective. They're in the defensive zone. Face-off won by Monroe. Long shot blocked out of the round. Falls down inside the line. Controlled by Frank Schumacher. Twin City steps in. Salak, good pass to Corey Cunningham. Up the wing they go with it. And taken aside by the Moccasins. They'll drive it over the red line. And on goal, Purdy covers it. So Purdy able to throw a glove on it. And he gets us a break in the action. Twin City in front by a goal at 4-3 thanks to Dion Demke. The assist to Connor Craig. 11:24 of the Culver's third period. Even strength goal. Gus Ford digs in, looks to win this one. They'll find it in the corner. Cade Hanley is there to play it. Hanley goes high in his own to find Kramer. Out to center he goes. Matthews nearly gave it away, went back into the defensive zone. Well, stretch the pass across. Out to line, Leorakos goes by him. Down by Farmer, he's run into, big hit. In front, look out, rebound found by the Thunderbirds and Kramer. Now to Ford. Here's Boutita. Try to return it back to Ford, and it's knocked down behind the net. Kramer in front, he goes with it, rolled on him as he tried to pass it across the zone to Ford. John Boutita still with it. Now Kramer, shoot, save made. It's up and out of play. It's the media timeout with 4:26 left to go in the Culver's third period. We will step aside as the Thunderbirds take the lead 4-3. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair. You should call Contract Business Solutions. Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate. Two pillows, endless possibilities.
Offensive zone face-off on the way following the media timeout. It's won by Salak. That was the final one of this Culver's third period. Into the corner he goes. Salak in front to Schnapp and on net. Save made by Tyler Masternock. Down to the rink it goes. Out to the neutral zone. 4:05 left to go. Big hit to Garcia behind the goal. He was standing there and they rolled over him. And on goal here. Save made by Purdy. And now maybe trouble after the stoppage as the net got dislodged. And they're going to take Garcia and maybe Albrecht here. I think a penalty each way. And it'll be Garcia to go off for the Thunderbirds. The door is still open, and I think it is Albrecht who will go off on the other side. And I think they signaled 5-on-5. By the way, there's the main feed, and then there's the access straight to the camera. You can tell the difference online. That main feed still is not usable. .355 left in the period. Face-off victory, save made by Purdy. Found here by Corey Cunningham. Cunningham looks to drop it over the center ice logo and on goal, and they'll melt it down to the other side from Tyler Masternock.
Moccasins number 22, Austin Allman. Twin City, number 7, Matthew Garcia, 10-minute misconduct.
Offensive zone face-off of the Thunderbirds. They'll chop it down behind the goal line. We have 3 minutes, 37 seconds left. And period number 3. Onside a chance for the Moccasins. They'll blast it off the glass. In front they go here, and it goes zipping wide of the net. Now it's back behind the goal. Twin City looking on. It's in on Purdy. He's got it as Farmer was standing in front of it. And another stoppage. 3:21 left now.
You got to cheer these boys on. Make some noise and stay in. Let's go!
Gus Ford ready for the defensive zone faceoff. Down he goes as he wins it. Cade Hanley will play it here in behind the goal. Right across the ring. Now they look to fire out and over the red line at center, and they do. Collected by Monroe in the defensive territory. Up it goes to Tucker Scantleberry, looking for a hat trick tonight. He's got 2. Roman Kramer in on goal. That was kicked out by the skate. Tyler Masternock as he just looked it away into the corner. Here come the Moccasins. Across through center, found by Hanley, the defensive zone, to the line, not out. Then it's stolen away by Kramer, but only briefly. Long shot in on net, rebounds there. Oh, Purdy got it. Yes, he did. Wow. There was a shot to the near side that hit Purdy up top, and then once it fell down, that far side of the net was wide open as he went sprawling down. And he keeps it a 1-goal game. 4-3, 2:38 left to go. Here in the building, they should have looked from up above. Oh, it was a right pad save. Right pad save, and there was a second one there that he got with a blocker. Twin City will take it here behind the net. Craig goes across to find Farmer. Farmer out to center, and this is going to go for an icing. And so icing has been called. We have exactly 2:27 now left. As the game starts to slow down here towards the end. Baton Rouge on top of Athens 6-3. Port Huron 4-1 over Topeka. Blue Ridge 6-4 lead against Biloxi. 9-4. Binghamton leading Watertown. Danbury over Indiana 6-2, and PD defeated Columbus 4-3 in overtime. Defensive zone face-off. Found here Craig near side. Jan Salak. He threw an opposite check there as they were trying to hit him. Schumacher, long shot here. Drifts wide of the goal. Craig chops at it. 2:14 left. Out to center. Good play there from Keeley. That forces a regroup, and then good anticipation from Salak to steal it, and he lost it. Moccasins control. Out towards center, they'll go with it. Put onside. And covered up by Purdy. So Purdy will get us another break in the action. Four to 3, 1:53 left. Defensive zone face-off. It's Gus Ford, Connor Craig, Cade Hanley, Roman Kramer, John Butita. And timeout awarded to the Moccasins. So Monroe will use their one and only timeout here in the matchup. It's been a really good hockey game, and the Thunderbirds right now in front by 1. Dion Demke has that difference maker in this third period. at 11:24. Demke from Craig. Before that, it was Kramer, Schnapp, and Hanley scoring goals for the Thunderbirds. Scantleberry has 2 for the Moccasins. Yanni Liarakos also has 1. Coach Harrison to the front of the bench as he's talking strategy, and not much time left now. Once again, we go to the main video feed, and we'll have to pull back from that. And let's see if the netminder stays put. Right now, he's in front of the bench. And over the boards he goes. Timeout is over. Empty net. 6-on-5 hockey with the game on the line. 1 minute, 53 seconds. The crowd recognizes the moment now. Anticipation builds. Gus Ford, face-off. It's lost, and the Moccasins will work holding on to it. Liarakos, they go up top. Long shot, blocked in front. They're looking to clear it. Thunderbirds find it. Kramer, he zips it out of the zone. And Roman Kramer alleviates the pressure. Able to move it down the rink. Found by Monroe from there. 92 seconds left. They nearly give it away at center. Connor Craig off the backhand. He'll put it right back out there to the neutral zone. Nearly taken away by Butita. Craig kicked at it along the red line. They enter onside. Moccasins with it here. Near side circle. They'll drive it far side post there, wide of the goal. Lively hop off the inboards. 67 seconds left in the third. Across they go. Far side corner. 1 minute left. In front it goes, and on Purdy, he's got it. He'll cover it. Purdy covers it up. 58 seconds remaining. 1 goal advantage for the visitors. Thunderbirds behind enemy lines for the 7th consecutive game. Back on home ice for the first time in over a month next weekend. Get your tickets now as Twin City will play host to Watertown. Back-to-back games. Face-off victory for the Moccasins. Long shot. Purdy makes a save. Look out, though. There's a rebound. They're trying to find it, and they stop the game. Well, I think perhaps an early whistle, as maybe they thought they had that Purdy had it, made a save on it, and Twin City was about to play it themselves. And now we're going to debate where the face-off should be. Head coach Steve Harrison, he's waving his arm saying, let's go here. This is a big advantage for the Moccasins. Coach Harrison wants to play on. Every player who's not playing is all the way to the front of the bench, leaning over and hanging on here for the final moments. Another defensive zone faceoff. Down it goes. Keeley looking to win it. They'll push it around high in the zone. Long shot blocked, and it's out to center. Out to the neutral zone it goes. 40 seconds remaining. Twin City is ahead by a goal. Monroe back onside. They'll give it away. Hanley waiting. They'll put it down the rink looking for a play from Jacob Schnapp. No icing here. They race after it. Schnapp will find it. He put it out high in the zone. It's picked off. 21 seconds left. Here comes Monroe. Ford fell down. They center in front, and it's blocked by Hanley. Washed away to the far side corner. 14 seconds left. They battle for it. Ford finds it. He clears. Not out. Held onside. They misplay it with Ballant. Slap shot. Wide of the net. 3 seconds left. There's a penalty on the way. Hold everything. Players down in front of the goal. Now we got some pushing and shoving across the rink. Ford was down. There was a delayed call that was coming up. I think it was Christie who was down for the Moccasins. And officially here in the building, they have 0.9 showing. So if this faceoff comes outside of the zone, this game is over. If it's still in the zone, there'll be almost a second. That's if they don't adjust the clock, but I think it was pretty accurate. Many of the fans here, they start to run for the exits. Penalty called against Ford. He goes over to the box. And the face-off, I think, will stay in the zone. We've got gloves on the ice. A slash gets announced to Tyler Matthews. Ford with a penalty. Seated beside Garcia. Garcia's penalty's not affecting the strength on the ice. They have put a penalty up on each side 2 minutes, which means it's even strength 4-on-4, but the net is empty, which would mean it would be a 5-on-4 with the net empty. Final face-off potentially with 1 second left. 0.9 exactly. I think they're happy with the time left. They won't discuss that anymore. They disallow Salak on the ice. Here we go, folks. One final face-off. It's in the Thunderbirds' defensive zone. They will lean on Nate Keeley to take it. Monroe gets last change, being the home team. They do that now. They add their extra attacker out there. Here's the face-off. Down it goes. This game has ended. Thunderbirds win it. 4-3, the final score. Chad Purdy starts his professional career 2-0. It's the second win of his career. 4 goals tonight on the board, gets the job done, and the second win for Purdy. How about the second career goal for Demke? That's the game winner. And they should find that music file they have with the Crickets. They want to cue that up. This one's over. Thunderbirds win a thriller. Final score, 4-3. And Chad Purdy celebrates. The Thunderbirds will have a lot to be proud of tonight. This is a hard-fought game. We got some good sportsmanship going on here at center with glove taps, and these two opponents, they battled hard this weekend. Thunderbirds did not get the result they wanted last night. They had plenty of chances tonight, and they convert on 4 goals, 3 against. It's a 1-goal victory. All right, we've got the final game of the weekend here on the road, so it will be a brief post-game show. And we'll take a break. So we'll take a break for the post-game show. This will be the length of a typical media timeout, 90 seconds roughly. We'll come right back and break this one down for you as the Thunderbirds win it. Final score is 4-3.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
welcome back to the post-game show on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. We apologize for the video problems tonight, but able to bring you some live pictures at least. We can see the fans filing out of the feed that we have now. 4-3 the final as we recap this one. Thunderbirds win a game for the 17th time this season. It's only the 7th time this year that Monroe has dropped a game in regulation. And here's how we got here to this final score at 4-3. The opening goal of the night netted by the Moccasins. Even strength scoring play to make it 1-0 for Scantlebury. But then a power play goal scored by Roman Kramer, assisted by John Butita and Gus Ford. That made it 1-1. Jacob Schnapp gave the Thunderbirds a 2-1 advantage with an even strength scoring play at 11:38 of the first period, but then an answer in the final 15 seconds power play goal for Yanni Liarakos. And so that made it 2-2 after one. Shots on net were 15-12 in the first period. We go to the second period. Kate Hanley scores a big goal to put this team in front with Gus Ford and James Farmer getting an assist. 2:58 the time of the scoring play, 3-2. Is the advantage in the matchup. But then the game-tying goal scored by Tucker Scantlebury. Shorthanded scoring play, his second of the night. Also got in a fight back in the first period with Matt Garcia. That tied the game at 3. And that was in the second period. So each team with a goal in the second period. Thunderbirds outshot the Moccasins 12-10 in the middle period. We go to the final frame of regulation time tonight. That's all we needed was regulation. Doesn't go past there. And the game winner, the only goal scored in the third period, was netted at 11:24 even strength. Dion Demke from Connor Craig. That was a 4-3 final. That's it. That's how this one ended tonight. Of course, we had the extra attacker at the end. The Thunderbirds had to fight off quite the comeback attempt from this team, the Moccasins, and they did. They were outshot the Thunderbirds 19-10 in the third period, 44-34 overall for the final shots on goal count. But Twin City has won this one, and the final score is 4-3. Chad Purdy wins the game in net, and he's now 2-0 in his professional career. One last look at the out-of-town scoreboard report. Baton Rouge 6, Athens 3. Port Huron leading Topeka 4-3. Blue Ridge a 6-4 lead over Biloxi. 9-4 the win. Binghamton on the road against Watertown. 4-goal win on the road for Danbury against Indiana. Overtime win for PD on the road against Columbus. Back on home ice next weekend, back-to-back games against Watertown. Looking forward to them. It's a 7:05 start instead of our traditional 7:35 start on Friday. They've moved that game up half an hour due to a conflicting event. The Cody Johnson concert across the street, I believe, is the artist. So 7:05 is the time of the puck drop on Friday. It'll be 6:05 on Saturday. And you know by now where you can get your tickets. You can find them online at TwinCityThunderbirds.com. You can also drop by the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds box office during box office hours, the Fairgrounds Arena box office. You can visit there. Also, you can go to Ticketmaster and WSFairgrounds.com. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in here on the weekend. It's a nice finish to the weekend. After it was a 1-goal loss, or a 3-goal loss last night, it's a 1-goal win tonight, and the final score is 4-3. Thanks again, everyone, for supporting the Thunderbirds here on the weekend. Kendall Grayson signing off from the Monroe Civic Center. Again, apologies on the video side of things. It was a little bit hard to watch, I'm sure, on the other side there, but did the best we could with what we were provided here. And thanks, as always, to our audio partners, radio partners at WTOP. All right, we will talk again next weekend. Thunderbirds will host the Wolves in back-to-back games. Until then, good night from Monroe, where the Thunderbirds have won it. The final score, 4-3.